What are you going to?
Andrew, come around the back here.
May see you later. Yeah. If not, yeah, I'll video.
No, they can go. Yeah, they can go.
Do you want to go best player? Over there? Best player, $10. Yeah, it's going to cost you 20 actually. Your missus got to come into it too. Yeah, of course. Tell her to pick mine, she'll win. Yeah, sure. Two a week, Tuesday, Thursday.
Can we be upstanding for the national anthem?
Our
Welcome, everybody. It's finals time. NTFA Boag St George Senior Grand Final. And joining me in the commentary box for this big match between the Deloraine Kangaroos and the Rocherlea Tigers is the coach, or is it former coach, Andrew Filmop from the Bracknell Reg Legs. Andrew, welcome, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, what are you expecting today? You've got some whispers. I know you sponsor Rocherlea. You know the players well. You employ the coach of the Rocherlea Tigers. What's the stories, the little whispers you've been hearing?
Look, obviously they've come into this game as favourites in my eyes, but you know, I'm tipping a less than a goal difference at the end. They're carrying a couple of injuries, so it'll be interesting to see if they can get through the game.
So who are those that you've heard have got a bit of an injury at the moment?
Cody Whedon, suspect. I know Andrew Cox-Goodgie's a bit sore these days, carrying. I'm not sure.
That may be all the time. Is that you working pretty hard, do you?
Yeah, he'll tell you that, yeah.
So away, the ball is bounced into the turf here at Deloraine, and a high tackle. And a free kick here straight away to Hawkins. He's got no one in front of him and plays on. A driving kick up to half forward. A little bit of breeze. There he is straight away. The man we're going to talk, Andrew Cox-Goodgie. Diving mark, and gee, there's some intensities in his eyes early, Andrew.
You can't let him have a run at the ball like that. You've got to be more defensive. You've got to be pushing into his body.
They mucked up here, Deloraine. I mean, they gave an extra couple of metres there, and that's poor.
What you'll find is Lockie Dornoff, you see him there slipping. He'll drop back behind the play all the time. So that tends to open up.
Good. Well, the coach just misses behind to him, so a missed opportunity. Just repeating. Welcome to Duff TV. My name is Aaron Roberts. The Duffettes have come up the Midlands. We did the under-21 Shield final, won by Georgetown, a season undefeated, defeating the Deloraine Kangaroos. They're in both these finals. The buzz here in the Meander Valley as Green lays a tackle, a really good mover. A few coastal boys that'll play a role throughout the day. Butler's been outstanding throughout this year for Deloraine. I really like Shegog's game. He's got better as the season's gone on. So they go forward again with a missed kick, and it falls safely into the hands of the defender. The reliable defender, O'Donoghue.
They've been around a while, Matty.
Yeah, he's played a few, hasn't he?
Yeah.
There's a lot of experience in both these teams. We've got Brady Croden, who I saw on Tuesday, popped into the stadium to get the tickets. 300 plus games. I don't know the record, but that's a nice mark by Scott.
I'm pretty sure he holds the record.
I think, yeah, it's a credible one. Rocherlea, well, Andrew, you've coached them to a few premierships, but it's been a bit of a drought for Deloraine. 1979, they beat Perth.
Yeah, they've been
It's a long time. They've lost two, haven't they?
One they would have forgotten about in the early 2000s where Georgetown got hold of them.
That was their eighth. I think Georgetown eighth in a row, maybe, or seventh or eighth.
No,
Yeah.
eighth in a row was Rocherlea.
Rocherlea, what was it?
Assistant coach. So, and they played it 2014, I think it was. So
Yep.
They met at ramp at South Launceston.
Yeah, that was a
bit unlucky.
top team, South, coming out of this, some of those players out of state league. So a foot race here. Tyler Kelly misses it. Rush forward. Now it's fallen into the fingers of Kelly. Good defensive footballer. Expect his kicking skills, although that's a bit off. It's okay in the middle. And now the first time for the Kangaroos as they go forward, but there's a couple of Tigers down there. And a nice mark by Richards. Fantastic, healthy moustache on Richards there.
Yeah, he's in a fundraiser at the moment.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
So that's in trouble. That could be, I reckon that's a free kick. It is. He didn't dispose of it. He had an opportunity, did Anderson. And it's Gardner. I should say Gardner, super footballer, this guy. There it is on the Mood Food replay. I reckon he was a bit stunned. Not sure what happened there, Andrew.
A bit lost, I think. You do not want this bloke getting kicks early.
Wow, what a footballer.
Very dangerous.
So he's kicking. It's going to be a difficult kick because a little bit of a breeze may just help, but he's got to bring it back and he's got to get the distance. Swings around, swings it towards goal, but there it is, swinging to the right. Pack play. Nearly brought down by Hewitt. Dornoff with a touch. Just on the edges, Butler. Butler couldn't get it. Looks like Stubbs has been dragged to the ground. And it's a free kick here to Butler. Super mover, had some play, played at Devonport for a little while, had a really quick chat to Mitch Thorpe about him. Reckon he's capable of a lot. And we've got a pretty exciting thing today. We've got Nick Kane, who's mic'd up the umpire, which is pretty fabulous. You'll see the shot here. It looks good. The umpire snuck in behind the goalpost, and the Kangaroos have one early through Braden Butler.
Butler, come across him in the State League a few years ago and he took us apart. So expect big things from him. The matchup I was expecting was him on Cousins, because he made a statement at the start of the year that he didn't think there was any tall mids in the comp that were any good. So Jordan took exception to that, of course.
Jordan's a very good player, isn't he? I mean, he's a superstar in this competition.
He is.
I mean, we have definitely got the two best teams, don't we, Andrew, today in this grand final.
Sure. Yeah.
As we see the Braden Butler goal. Gee, that's a good kick.
Very good kick.
A rangy player from Latrobe. Butler, household name. Rod was a superstar. Scott climbs up, tries to get his fist to it. Defensive work. And Cochrane has it. There's Cousins, spinning, dishes off a handball. Etchell, super player too. So many good players on both these teams. Whistle from the umpire. And we'll hear, as I mentioned, Nick Kane throughout the coverage and try and get a bit of an idea of what the umpires need to do to keep things steady. As busting through is Bassett. Dornoff tackled high, gets a free kick. Or is it a free kick? No, in fact, it's going. Yep, there he goes. So the lead on. Shegold has a player to beat. That player swinging into the ground is Bassett. Knows him all about, tells him all about it. So ball up here. So the kick into a little bit of area that wasn't really favouring anybody as Bassett comes out. Shegold with another touch, drives it forward. It's going, it's going, it's gone. Well, they've come out to play. 2 goals already from Deloraine.
Yeah, you've seen Rocherlea, you know, Jordan Cousins fumbling. A few of the boys fumbling. Stubbs taking too long to get rid of the ball. But, you know, it's hot, grand final. The ball, you get rid of it. Just get it long and wide if you're under the pump.
So just maybe move it forward, the old style, get it going forward your way.
Early in the grand final, you can't be, in general play, you can't be gawking around, and that's where Stubbs got caught early. Braden Bassett has to clean that ball up.
Is it a little bit about like the pressure? It's just a bit more intense players, just a bit more motivated, and then creates that turnover? Yeah,
the nervous energy is still going at the moment. The game won't settle for a bit, but this is a great start for Deloraine.
So probably Rocherlea were favourites going in this opt-in season. Dornoff, the coach, goes again after the ball was smothered. He's looking for Butler, who's running in the middle at the moment. Butler has a player on the outside. He tries to find him. Adam Crawford. And onto his knees is Smith. And a ball up. Yeah, you're right. It's hot at the moment.
Good signs from Deloraine, though. They're in and at it in numbers at the contest, so they started really well.
Yeah, they've got their prime movers around the ball, haven't they? They've been cleaning up, though, Andrew, haven't they?
Yeah.
Pushing the back. So free kick here to Rocherlea. Can they build? Looking for Cox Goodyear at the back of the pack. And the right hand just coming over the last minute. Looked like Kelly. O'Donoghue, the long sleeves, often wears those. And he got knocked after he kicked it. So downfield free kick here for the Kangaroos. Just off centre wing. driving out towards the boundary line. It may have found it. Disappointing.
Oh, that's 50 metres. Oh.
Gee, just if that had bounced a different way, Andrew, that would have been 50, wouldn't it?
Oh, dear.
That's okay. We don't need that to be 50, I don't think. It's a harsh penalty, isn't it? So that's okay if the umpire, that had a little rock and gone left or right as the mark's been dropped by Bassett. McCrossan, quality player from the coast as well. Many good years at Devonport. Played at Latrobe as well. Little hold there, not called by the umpire. Stubbs was asking for it. Gardner with some run. Brilliant. There he is again. Sheagog, well, we talked about him in the back half of this season. He's starting to get his mojo, and he's going to have a second shot on goal.
Really good play, and it all comes from another Rocherlea fumble. So
that's about 4, isn't it? That's resulted.
Nerves and good pressure from Deloraine causing turnovers.
I mean, how does someone like Brad Cox-Goodyear, I mean, he's playing so deep forward, and that's where he's going to play. How does he communicate? Andrew, I should say. Andrew, how does he go about just settling the boys down as Sheagog's kick on goal?
He'll rely on a bit of experience when the boys around the ball. Hawkins and Cousins, they're going to start getting their hands on it more and winning out of the middle now.
So second goal to Dominic Sheagog. Deloraine with 3 in the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard. 3 straight 18. And the Tigers, they're yet to score.
I'll get the NTFA.
There is a slight breeze blowing that end, but I wouldn't be too excited about it. It's not going to win you a game.
Maybe 3/4 of a goal I felt in the last game.
Yeah.
It didn't really get up. I mean, we're so lucky there's no wind in Deloraine.
A day like this at Deloraine's a real one.
Look, Grove Gardner, if you're around here somewhere, he was chirping about how good the weather is in Rocherlea and pretty average in Deloraine through the week, and he had a phone call to Don Tracy, the president, as once again, who's on Butler at the moment, Andrew? I can't see who's running with him. They might know one, I don't think.
Cannot let him run loose.
Coslet, now some run from, chipped off. Oh, that's a good tackle. Ooh. And Coslet has won a free kick. So he's 55 out. Just up towards the Boag St George Hill. Chippy kick, floating back. There he is, the ever-pressable. He likes going forward, doesn't he? Got really good vertical leap, Lockie Dornoff.
For a small man, he loves it.
And he kicked goals against Rocherlea in the last game during the only game during the season, which, to be honest, Rocherlea at times had the game in their making, but Deloraine kept coming and coming in accuracy from Rocherlea. But Lockie Dornoff was great that day with some sneaky goals. The coach for Deloraine does what a leader needs to do on home turf, kicks a goal.
As he's known at Bracknell by some of the lady staff, Hottie, he's known it.
Well, also Hollywood, I think.
Hollywood, Hottie.
He came into the press conference absolutely buzzing. He's a lovely bloke.
Yeah, he's done a great job.
And I don't think many people have got a bad word about him, and he obviously invested a lot of energy in ringing the other coaches. You would have got a phone call, I imagine, from him.
Several.
Yeah, make sure that a season, so he's maybe a chance for a bit of a political career. He's going to be a good lobbyist like that.
He's taken that mark in front of a player. I think it was Cochrane.
Yeah, it was Cochrane.
Punched the ball.
Yeah.
Simply cannot try and mark from behind. Percentage punched the ball.
So let's look at the matchups here in the middle. So it looks like it might be Madden.
Cousins in the ruck.
So Cousins bashes it out. Once again, Deloraine just a little bit more composed, and they bring it out to half forward. This shows the Copper Griffin. Big noise. Oh, that's high. But the umpire might have missed that, and the feeling and the excitement here at Deloraine. They had to work their way through, I think we'll call it a prelim final. Scottsdale, they went over the sideling and won on the road by a kick. Rocherlea had Old Scotch, the Premier League team versus the Division 1 team. But at the moment, Andrew, Deloraine all the running.
Yes, it started really well. So wouldn't wish for any better.
And great to see the Premier, the Honourable Peter Gutwin, doing the coin toss. He loves his local football. We might have a chat with him at some stage on Duff TV. The former East Launceston, I think he had a couple of years at Uni Maybray, maybe, if my memory's correct.
They tell me he was a pretty fair player.
Yeah, no, I've heard good things. I think he was in WA for a little while. Don't know if he played much footy over there. Now there's a chance. Holton, can he do something? Leading goal kicker. Such a formidable force coming back from Perth, back to Tigerland. Driving kick out, missed opportunity. Stubbs been okay early. Little pop, it's scooped out, finds Hawkins.
That was interesting.
Waiting a long time under that was Kelly, showing his class. Great mark, Tyler Kelly. So he's got a player further afield all by himself. Looks like there he is, the 300-plus gamer, Brad Croden, a bit of a legend down here in Deloraine. Deloraine looking to go further forward. It's popped out the back and finds Stubbs. Such a consummate professional for Rocherlea. That kick just knocked off the play. We're looking outside the van. We've got our screens here. Just got knocked after he kicked it. Now, how do they move this ball out here, Andrew? I'm really intrigued. They look a bit second-guessing.
Oh, they are very flat-footed, and that's not a great kick. They need to be looking to switch the play and get the ball moving. They're not working hard enough.
Carpenter knocked it out.
Coxgood just put himself...
Well, I actually mentioned to him before the game, you might have to go back at some stage to steady the ship, and he's actually done that.
Yeah.
Cousins, super use. Whedon now, lovely left boot always. That's a super kick to Holton. Drops the mark. A little bit of pressure, lays a tackle. That player didn't have the ball, and the umpire agrees.
Got to hang on to that ball. That should have been marked by Holton.
We saw a lot of drop marks, Andrew, in the... Oh, there we go. There we go. Nick Kane going down. Let's see what he's saying. There we go. That's Nick Kane there giving some words. So we've got him mic'd up today. I've got too many buttons to use, Jared. Bit going on here in the Duff fan. Flying up. She-Gogs had a cracking first 15 minutes. And a nice mark taken by Cousins. So Claridge. What's happened there? No, Butler misses the handball.
You hit the ball, so you're allowed to put your foot up like that.
Oh, Donahue, Butler tackled. There's a bit of intensity from Rocherlea. And a ball up here. So let's see their structures. Just trying to get a little bit of limbage on this one. So looks like Holton going to go on the ruck. He's going to have to contend with Scott. It's a bit underrated, I reckon.
Oh, he's a good
Nathan Green.
Great leap, young Scott.
Oh, there's class from Cousins. But the kick is missed. And now Deloraine.
This boy started really well.
With beautiful kick too. Look at that. So just missed opportunity. Deloraine were away. So one or two mistakes, but it's now to Croden. Dances one way, the former captain, the legend of Del Rock City. And I reckon he was hit as he was kicking it, so he'll take it back. In fact, it is downfield to McCrossan. McCrossan goes short. Stay out! Finds Carpenter. He has a bit of space. Now, where's he kicked that? He's going to have to fly. Does guard him. Couldn't get it. Got to be careful here with these handballs. Yep, good. That's clever. Hold it up.
Just shows the lack of work rate. Those boys coming to the back line there for Rocherlea had nowhere to go.
Guard him. Handballs off. Running. Brilliant. The missed kick. Yeah, they've actually missed a few opportunities themselves at the moment, Deloraine.
Yeah.
Just gone a bit sloppy, hasn't it?
It has.
Just trying to see if the breeze has picked up at all. It still looks quite still out there. It is a tip-top day after two quite rainy days in the valley over the week.
I'm out the front of the place where you go in and out.
In the ruck was Crawford, the Adam variety, dancing one way. McCrossan drives it up to the hot spot. Can't mark it. Chapman's going to have to do some work. Knocked it out. Still an opportunity. It's going to be picked up here. Watch up. Misses. He got a bit of pressure late.
That would have
hanging on, aren't they, at the moment, Rocherlea?
Yes, by the skin of their teeth.
Oh, wow. The upright got a whack. So a couple of goals to She-Gold. Dornoff, Butler, the main architects here. And Cox Goodgie of the Andrew variety running down off half back at the moment, just to steady the ship. But Jordan Cousins, Andrew, is starting to get a bit of the ball.
Yeah, and he needs help. He needs Hawkins to chip in now and Murphy to get a bit more. And once again, turnover.
Delphin missed that one, but the kick probably wasn't there, was it? It was a one-on-one.
No.
Now it's Crawford. He's a good user of the ruckman. I think he's too far out, though. He's thinking about it. Just sets it up. Coming over the top was Cousins. He knocks the ball further afield to Gardner. Dancing through one. Misses Gardner and goes further afield inboard to Howard. Neat bit of work then as the build-up was good until that kick, though, off the mark, and Whedon couldn't get it.
Wheaton normally plays back, very good centre-half-back, full-back, and they're missing his steady influence in that back line at the moment. Because
so that communication style and directing them.
Yeah, he's a general back there, and because he's gone forward, they're really missing him in that back line. They're scrambling down there at the moment.
Prosiak misses that one. Goes in and tries to win the football again and knocked out Cousins. Taken high, right in front of the umpire, and the umpire has no problem in giving that free kick. So Butler gives away a free kick. So one superstar on the Del Rock City team to another star on the Rocherlea team. Slightly different players, though, both very rangy. Slow build-up, bit of lateral ball movement. Will they try and bring it into the 45? Well, he had the best position to climb up. Did Caden. And Caden Cox-Goodyear knocks it over the boundary line, and maybe he's not happy with that kick, Andrew. I think he wanted to come away from the boundary line into that left pocket more.
Just continue to kick out there, and not much future in that.
And I feel the wind just pushes it that way as well as the ball's dropped in, and we'll have that one again. Early stages, we're nearly 20 gone. It's a 25-minute quarter with no time on unless we have the stretcher come onto the park, and let's hope that doesn't happen. So 5 minutes left. The lead to Deloraine early. Scott in the ruck, leaping over the top and using his versatility. Holton diving low and getting that one off the turf.
Be an understatement to say they need this one.
By goodness. And it's a good spot to kick goals. We saw more goals kicked on this side of that forward 50 in the under-21 final than the other side. Players had a lot of trouble in the right pocket, or even in front, just middle of right. And well, Holton's a good kick, isn't he? We know how good he is in front of goal.
Oh, wonderful kick. He's kicked a lot of goals over a long career.
Banged 100, I think at least 3 times, my memory correct.
Yeah.
For Rocherlea. 135, I think, 1 year. Directly in front. No, left. That's incredible. Is there the belief at the moment, Andrew? I mean, what do you think is going to be the conversation from Cox-Goodyear? What would you say?
Oh, a few stern words, and then you've got...
So you think a bit of a rev-up might be the way to go as Dornoff gets the mark?
A rev-up and a couple of structural moves. You know.
But yeah, structurally, what are you seeing at the moment? What are the issues?
Oh, my view is if Whedon's fit enough to play, he's fit enough to play back. He needs to go back.
So get that clever, good user, good decision maker in the back half.
That's it.
Butler's been good, but on that occasion, he was a bit off. That's holding the football. Butler again. 6 foot plus, striding through the middle. I think his girlfriend lives up in Deloraine, so he's enjoying the environment up here. Mitchell will just wait. He loves that left foot. It's all right. Shegog's got it. Or in fact, it might not be Shegog, it might be Adam Crawford. Yes, Shegog was next to him. Crawford, they look a little similar for a distance. And this will hurt Rocherlea. You see on the Mood Food replay. I mean, that's easy, isn't it? And Cox-Goodyear.
It's a bit of a missed kick, but it's a starting point of the backs. You know, if you're going to tag along like Caravan, well, kicks going in like that, you're going to pay the price.
And obviously no one filling the hole either.
Yeah.
So Adam Crawford, 35. Gee, that looks good. The umpire waddled a little way, comes back to the middle and signals sausage roll. Well, what a turn up here. 1979 defeated Perth. Rocherlea, such a strong club, came into this season as one of the favourites. Deloraine the other. So we've got the 2 best teams in the comp. And Deloraine on home turf have got the advantage early.
Taking their chances. 5-1, fantastic kicking. And Often in grand finals, the nerves can, you can kick 1-5 and leave the opposition in the game. They've done a really good job to get a start like this.
But interesting, Andrew, like for 5 minutes, no team was scoring, but Cousins went in the middle. But you're right, he didn't have any help, did he? I mean, Jordan Cousins did everything, but no one helping him out in the middle for Rocherlea.
This bloke here, he needs to do more.
So, Hawkins. Cox Goodyear of the Andrew variety, the coach, champion, Northern Tasmanian footballer for many years. Cracking family. Big Clyde Dornoff gets off the turf at the football ground and gives away a free kick. Come on, umpire, we don't mind that. Technically, I think he's actually correct. He got him a bit high early. Wowzers, in front of the faithful.
Brave umpire.
Oh, he did it with a foot. You're not allowed to use the stops. That is the rule. You can't use your stops. You can't turn your foot up and use your stops. So 100% correct, but yeah, we don't. Do like a fly. Now they go forward. Chance. But no numbers at the fall of that ball. Play on, says the umpire. Turning it around with Scott. Scott dishes out to Butler. Butler loves to run. Gets that ball in his left hand. Looks like a basketball player. Gets it further to Shegog. Shegog loses the football. Bassett handballs out wide. Gets it back again. Tops the ball over the top. That's not too bad to Cochrane. But once again, they're just losing their target. Nearly a throw. Umpire may have called it a tap. 1-on-1. Crawford coming over the top. Cox Goodyear, the general, in usually the forward line at the moment, in the back. So Cousins will go short. Finds Donaldson. That's an interesting kick, isn't it, Andrew? Your head went down and mine did as well. Too easy for Lockie Dornoff, wasn't it?
If you're going to slow play, you've got to really slow it up and wait for the right opportunity.
And is that a lateral ball movement maybe and try and get it on the other side?
Exactly what it is. You look up and see all blue and white jumpers, you've got to hang on to the ball.
So switching play here, Dornoff courageous in front of Cousins.
He hasn't put any deodorant on, they're not going near him.
Well, you're right, they're letting, I mean, he's probably playing loose in the back. I'll try and count the numbers in a minute, but right, there's the siren, quarter time. NTFA Boag St George Senior Grand Final. And what a start for the home side, Deloraine. 5 gold 1-31 of the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard. Rocherlea only 2 behinds. You're on Duff TV, and a summary from Andrew Philpott of that first quarter.
Yeah, I thought Deloraine were really good, obviously, the scoreboard shows that. They took their chances. They used the ball well, but then when it was time to get it forward, they just got it on, and once again, playing in front, got the opportunity to take a mark, kick a goal.
You're going to wander out and have a listen, mate, to the quarter-time huddle?
Yeah, for sure.
I think you're allowed, mate. I've got you an official pass onto the ground for today, so if you want to head out, get some insights. We'll take a break here. Before we go, though, Dominic Shegog with 2, Lockie Dornoff with single, Braden Butler with a goal, Adam Crawford. It's a cracking start here. It's Deloraine. We'll see some of the replays. We're back to you in a few moments with more here on Duff TV.
Well,
Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 1, 2, 1, 2. One, two. 1, 2.
Almost would have recalled the throw. To be honest, he went. The oath it went. Wow. Shitload. Hey, I didn't even look. I just. Pretty crazy. Good.
Welcome back, everybody. Duff TV, Aaron Roberts here in the commentary position. Andrew Philpott's wandered out to get some insights from both quarter-time huddles. The only official allowed on the ground along with the players. And a stunning start here for the Kangaroos. 5 goals, 1, 31. To the Rocherlea Tigers, 2 behinds. Missed opportunities, the story. Butler has been dynamic through the middle of the ground. Lockie Dornoff down half back. And that caused some changes with Jordan Cousins doing a lot of the work through the middle of the ground, causing Andrew Cox-Goodyear to have to go down half back and act as a bit of a general down there. Andrew, what did you see and hear out there?
Quick chat to Lockie. He's obviously very happy. Work rate and cleanliness was his message. That's what got him on top, and their ball movement. And I spoke to Paul Holmes, assistant coach at Rocherlea, and forward line structures, they didn't have any crummers. So they changed a couple of things up. I'm not sure who's gone where yet. I'll have a look.
We'll try and have you keep an eye and see then the changes here as the ball's in the middle of the ground. But picking that one up is Hawkins.
He mentioned his mids getting sucked into the contest. So they're basically ball watching. They're not.
Yep. They're not knowing where the player is.
That's it.
Yep. So maybe some positional with their legs. Those invasion sports, you don't want to get sucked in the ball, but this player's getting a bit of it at the moment in Cousins. Drives it up to Cox-Goodyear over the back of him.
Okay, the breeze is stronger than we thought too.
Yeah, so it is stronger. Okay.
2 goals easier, I reckon.
Okay, so there you go. Andrew Philpott, the Bracknell former coach, on the lookout for a week off, winter off.
A winter off.
Am I calling it? Nicole will be giving me a text message going, no, hang on, he's still our coach, isn't he?
No, he's not.
I think Nicole's here somewhere.
She is.
One of the very lucky few people that got a ticket. Dornoff deep in defence. Rush kick. That's the first time we're seeing a lot of pressure. And tell you what, without Jordan Cousins, not that Rocherlea have got much of a score, you'd feel like they'd be a lot further behind.
Yeah, he'd be nearly double figures with his possessions on him.
Easy, yeah.
Started well.
We'd have to put a tracker on him. Can we do that, Jero? Put a tracker on him? We've got a tracker on the umpire. We need a GPS this man. He's been stunning so far today. Jordan Cousins, slight angle, needs to put it out to the left and let the breeze bring it back, and that's what he's done. Not enough, though. Gee, that swung, so the breeze, you're right, Andrew, has picked up a little bit.
Yeah, and Matty'd be disappointed. Matty O'Donoghue disappointed that kick. That should have gone longer and wider. But, good pressure from Rocherlea.
Yeah, well, it was, isn't it? I mean, that's where you win, you know, forward pressure in the bottom 70 metres and stunning mark. Whedon, he's had a good quarter in that first. He was okay. Needs to get into the game. He's a talented footballer. So how many guys do you employ here? 6 of
this current team.
Yeah.
And a couple
they good workers, mate?
Oh, well, I better say yes, but no. I'm sure their parents are probably listening. So,
so Whedon, the left footer from 55, loads up with that breeze, helping him. Looks to fall short. High climbing.
Hawkins.
And Hawkins, who we've mentioned throughout, needs to get involved. And he did by marking the football. We'll see that here in the mood. Gee, that was high. Wasn't look how high that's gone.
He sat it up, didn't he?
Gee, where was the defensive punch? So they're on the board. The Tigers are away in the 2020 NTFA Boag St George Shield final here for the seniors, and they needed it.
Good work from Hawkins. Get himself in the game. He's pushed himself in a good spot there, and he needs to get himself in, so that'll do his confidence well to good.
But two interesting things. No punch from the Deloraine defenders, but no actual bit of body work. Once again, they were ball watching, weren't aware where the defenders, the attackers were.
Got a bit lost, didn't they?
Yeah, and had a clean jump at the ball. Although the umpires have altered the rules and the interpretation. Is Gary Kane there? What's he got to say?
Easy, easy. Play the ball.
Play the ball.
Oh, you love it, umpires tell you that.
They just want to be part of the action as well, and that's okay. He's a very good umpire. With a bit of dash, that's Murphy. Good contest on centre half. Pressured kick into the middle of the ground. Just past Scott. Oh, that's good pressure. Great work by the goal kicker Hawkins, and he has won a free kick. Oh, he is in the game, isn't he, Andrew?
Yeah, he's up and about now.
It doesn't take much, does it, to get you motivated?
Interesting weeding them when he put that crunch on that Deloraine player. I didn't see who it was, but that was his sore shoulder. So for him to do that, he might have had a jab. You certainly want to think that when you're going for the footy, though, you're going to forget about your injuries. That's right. That's right.
Cox Goodyear spills out of his fingers and goes to ground and tries to win it again. Good pressure here from Rocherlea. The hurried kick comes out to half forward. And a very nice mark taken by Triffett. Triffitt's kick did not even get... Oh, how's that happen? Oh. I don't reckon that was in play at all until the last 5 metres. It stayed in play. But the run here by Cousins. Cousins' left boot into the middle is excellent.
Got his own ball at the minute, Cousins.
He's having a beauty. So how are they going to set up here? There's one lead. Holton leads one way. Now he's going to get back, but disappointing. Smothered. And Dornoff has got it. Well, it's play on here. Dornoff's got to get rid of it. I reckon he thought there might have been a mark, but it was touched. Kicks it wide. A strange kick from Dornoff. Yeah. And that looks like Etchell. Etchell goes short. Cousins wants to get on his left boot. He's nearly going to run out of the ground. To Terry Roll's corner, the pocket. Holton in the box. Seat is not required. What a wonderful goal. I'll tell you what, he had the ball for a while.
He did.
That's unbelievable.
Showed a bit of candy and rolled around on that lovely left foot of his. And like you said, if it wasn't for Jordan Cousins, this Rocherlea team would be a lot further down.
Well, we'll see that in the Mood Food replay. So Etchell, short kick here to Cousins. Straight away just plays on.
Yeah, it wasn't 15 umpire.
Oh, he didn't. Right, so he gets around one. Then he swings.
That's never bounce.
Then he gets to tight in the pocket. He's kicked that from 50. Yeah. And a nice little shepherd on O'Donoghue by Holton. And there's an excited fan there in the ute just behind the goals.
Good crowd.
Yeah, no, we're right on the money here. We've got the head honchos of football in Tassie just to our left. Trish Squires has rocked up, who's got a great gig for her in Queensland in a month or so. And Damien Gill, the one, will be taking over. Now's a chance. It's high. 1-on-1 in the goal square. It's great defensive work, and it was needed because he was under some pressure. You can hear the noise and the effects. Mike is going to his knees, is Garden. And what's the umpire going to do here? The drama. Shame that wasn't Nick Kane, because I would have turned the mic up to see what he was going to say. Short option. Hawkins misses it. He's really turned this game around. He and Cousins are bringing Rocherlea back into it. You can feel the energy and the intensity lifting. That's brilliant. Hewitt with the footy. Tight in the pocket. Right in front of us.
Tough kick.
Tell you what, I don't reckon this is what 1 out of 10, maybe 1 out of 20.
If he kicks this goal, wow.
The only thing is, if he gets down to the left post, it might just fade back. So here we go, Hewitt from 40. He set it up to the goal square, fly at the back. Nearly one down by Carpenter. Down on his knees is McCrossan. He's been held well so far, and a ball up. I think at the last minute he crossed. Maybe he'll say he crossed it, but I reckon he was having a shot.
I think you're right.
Some blue And white balloons down there on the southerly flank. Dornoff gets a handball away. Just Cousins. That's clever from Cousins. Just delayed the kick, held it. It's okay as well. Whedon out of bounds. So the structural change, obviously, Hawkins got involved. Forward line looks roughly the same. Cox Goodyear's gone back there, though.
I don't think they've done a great deal with it. I think they've just give their mids a rev and their smalls a rev to get on your bike, get moving and get in the game.
Well, I think you're right. Get moving is the aim of the game, isn't it? They're flat-footed on a few occasions at the contests, you know, not ready, whereas the Deloraine mids, particularly Braden Butler, on a couple of occasions was on the move, received the ball and cleared it out, and has resulted in this lead on the JMC scoreboard. Accuracy is good from Deloraine. Scott, once again, with his athletic ability, jumping high. Butler tries to reach down and grab it out of the pack. And a ball up. Just clogged up a little bit, hasn't it, the last few minutes, Andrew?
It has. That won't worry Rocherlea.
They like it inside, don't they?
Yeah, it also gives Cousins a couple of minutes to have a break, and I don't imagine he'll rotate much today.
Yeah, no, I've been looking. Right, we've got a camera on the rotations as well, and yeah, there hasn't been a lot of movement out so far. It's hard to do, though, isn't it? I mean, the rotations for guys that aren't used to getting off the field. You see in the higher levels, players know can rotate, and they've practiced it so hard, but certainly harder in community football. Got to keep your better players on the ground.
Just notice Josh Cameron running with Jordan Cousins there. Wasn't worried about the ball, he just arm across.
So it's just going to literally just block him getting into the contest. We'll just see here. Knocked out and picked up by Triffett. Wobbly looking kick up towards the forward 50 into that pocket. Richards with a little bit of time. Will handball off and needs to Stubbs. It was, geez, dangerous, wasn't it? You got a couple of players here in the switch play. Anderson. There's a lot of left footers in this team.
Here's another one.
Caden Cox Goodyear. I think that's a fourth left footer to his brother.
Well, his brother won't be happy with that.
That needed to be 10 metres in front, didn't it? I mean,
and he'll get told by his brother too, trust me.
But he'd know that, though, wouldn't he? He might know already. Gee, there'd be competitive backyard battles, wouldn't they have been?
Oh, imagine putting Bradley in there amongst them.
I've only got sisters, hence I wasn't a very good footballer. Scott jumped up high, went over his head. Crawford has it. Just on half back, just past the Boag St George Hill. Officially named today by me.
Looks a good spot.
It looked great up there. We tried to just move the fans and got a little boozer up there. Spread them out a little bit, nice little food. Thanks to, I think the Lions Club are up there as well, so thank you very much to the Deloraine Lions Club and the whole community here, which has got around this grand final.
I'm sure there's a few of the Bracknell boys over there partaking in a couple.
Yeah, a few of them did get tickets, so I know that they're enjoying themselves at the moment. Claridge is good early. That's great. And this game is evened up. And the coach and star of the Rocherlea Tigers, Andrew Cox Goodyear, directly in front.
Good kick from Claridge.
He's still got a good leap, hasn't he? You know, like he hasn't lost too much. Maybe lost a little bit of pace, but
yeah.
Still got the leap. And he's directly in front. This makes it really interesting. Gee, it's swinging left.
Didn't come back at all.
No. I maybe just kept that a bit low and hard, but he's more dangerous forward, isn't he?
He's always kicked the ball hard.
Hard and low, yep. Well, all the boys have got beautiful contact technique with their kicking. Climbing up. Couldn't mark it. Griffith knocks it out. Dornoff ducking his head, so not a free kick. He lost the ball in the end and he gets called for holding. That's harsh.
That's a bit harsh, yeah. Good intensity there from Murphy.
Yeah, he's had a good couple of minutes here, Murphy, and that was sloppy checking. So Rocherlea probably maybe just slightly on top at the moment.
He's looking to give off.
Prosiak handballs off. Hawkins from 50. Put him under pressure, didn't he?
Yeah, you need to hang on to the ball and wait.
Or even come left a little bit, create some space, because he actually dragged the defender there. Made it very hard. So missed opportunity to drive the ball forward and get it. Another shot on goal. Cox Goodyear of the Andrew variety, missing one a few moments ago. Butler loves to turn and play on. to a 1-on-2 contest. Gee, Scott, athleticism. Kicks good. Shegog climbs up. He wants to play on. This is when Deloraine looked dangerous. Bashes the inside, 1-on-1. Punch came, and it was needed as well. Bassett.
Quite sure what he's doing there.
Now it's knocked out. Madden will get there first. He's given away it. And he, what's going on here? I missed that.
Throw.
There was a throw.
Yep.
So Scott with it. Probably out of range, I'd say,
Yeah,
Andrew. Yep.
definitely.
Well, hang on. Not if you're going to play on. Goes one way, goes another. Puts his teammate under pressure. Handball out by Crowden. Another handball back inboard. Swinging around that tackle is McCrossan. He's going to be holding the football. Gee, well, missed opportunity at Rocherlea's end and a missed opportunity at that end.
I think the breeze has made these blokes think it's almost impossible to go forward. They were trying to handball, trying to muck around. Just do what you did the first quarter. Get the ball on, put it in space. Here he goes again.
Cousins, one bounce. Pops into turf again. Brilliant kick from Cousins. Cox Goodyear over the back, rolling away from him. And with a little bit too much velocity and a minor score. Dornoff deep. They'll just slow, patient build up. Now this kick's important because they've covered all their bases here, Rocherlea, and they'll have to go long. But when you're as good as Butler, and his hands are good today, gee, that's not great. Butler to Dornoff. Dornoff pushes off too easy. Gets around his second. Gets around another one. Hecksmith medalist from last year. We just saw a little bit of the reason why. Dornoff again to his knees in the back. The umpire said no.
Good, just trying to flex a bit of muscle there on Butler, just letting him know he's around.
Well, you know, Butler's a bit of an outside player, I think, as well, and that's his natural instinct. And I think probably a few people think the tough, rough and tumble's not completely his style.
There is history there from North Launceston, Devonport days, let me tell you.
Couple of good pickups, though, aren't they, the boys down from the coast this year?
Deloraine did a great job to recruit and, you know, getting their reward today.
Yeah, and I think there's definitely a connection for two of the recruits from the coast who've got partners up in this part of town and really embraced it. Scott again, launching himself into the ruck contest.
And it would have been easy for him to say, oh, look, it's not a, as they say, a real season, and to go back down the coast and play. But to their credit, they stuck with Lockie, and all goes well for next year, that's for sure.
Latrobe sitting on the bottom of the ladder in the NWFL, so they've drifted down. Finals going on. SFL action this week, the first week of finals. NWFA grand final. Mott and Preston would be the favourites, you'd imagine. Scott, did he handball that? I don't think he did. That's a throw. So how tough's it been? I mean, for, you know, a club in an opt-in pandemic.
Not as tough as some would have you believe. I think it's worked really well. Every club needs to be applauded for their efforts. Even you know, UTAS and Unimo, Bravo Old, that come into the comp that knowing full well they weren't going to go so well, but they fronted up, they put in 100%, and they hung around after the game for a good hour and a half. They really, all clubs did. All clubs are great. So it's been fantastic. Great comp.
Well done to all those clubs again, and the NTFA. Damien Jones has worked his socks off behind the scenes. Scott Rigby's out there. Big thank you also to the former NTFA, now AFL Tassie staff member Trudy Rundle to my left. She has done a mountain of work with me over the last couple of weeks to make sure everything's going to be tickety-boo for this grand final. Green with a touch. A little quiet today. Just in the middle of that pack was Hewitt. He's had one shot at goal a few minutes ago. McCrossan. Handball over the top. Not particularly to anybody. Busting his pack is Stan Tyson. Things have just stagnated a little bit. O'Donoghue. It's got too much to beat. Caden Cox Goodyear is one of those. And a ball up. So
something off the ball.
Yeah, I'm looked to my left and I think it was just off our screen. So free kick here. Shegog out of it for him. And off half back Bassett. Bassett goes short. There's a couple of options further afield. Hawkins, who's worked his way into the game.
This is where this bloke will hurt you. Out on a wing.
Claridge's kick, no.
Making him come back beyond the mark. Yeah.
So he did play it in front of the mark, so Claridge will have to come back. Do you think he's been quiet, or he's been knocked out of the game a bit?
Oh, he's been down a little bit to what you normally expect from him, but when he gets on the wing and gets out in the open and another left footer, very, very dangerous player.
It's certainly difficult for the opposition with so many left footers in this Rocherlea side. And now he goes, chips it up. That's beautiful footy. Whedon getting a little bit of the ball in the long sleeves. And he's going to come in and have a shot on goal. Well, this will be interesting, Andrew, to see where he puts this one up. Got the breeze kind of pushing him across.
Yeah.
Left goal post.
Left goal post, and let it bring it back.
So we saw Andrew Cox-Goodyear miss one a few minutes ago. More in front, though. Whedon. That looks good. It looks better than good. It's great. Corey Whedon and Rocherlea kicking with 2-goal breeze have got their way back into this game. They've kicked their third. And here we see on the Mood Food replay, beautiful contact. One of the plethora of left footers in his side.
Like watching a Hawthorn team from...
Yeah, it is. Yeah, from 5 years ago. Yep.
I look forward to the break to hear the coaches, the change in attitude of the players and how
Warning,
they respond.
Deloraine.
There we go. Nick Kane there. Just giving a warning to Deloraine. They had one player too many. And now they've got the 666. I was seeing that happening. I was wondering what he was going to say. So it was infringed by Griffin. Hawkins. Geez, he's turning it on. Got a cracker here in the grand final. We hope you're enjoying it out there. Fans of Rocherlea. Only a handful of tickets for your club. Deloraine got a few more because they've got 2 teams in the grand final today. A lot of volunteers here working furiously in the canteen as Butler takes a strong pack grab. Dawn off by himself again. He has a lead. No, decides not to go to Triffett. And then that's a strange kick. And then a little late there by Griffith.
Stubbs will put that in the memory bank.
I think so. He's a tough man, Stubbs, isn't he?
Stubbs' last game today, retiring after today.
Now, how many games has he played? I kind of think his name's been in the Rocherlea team forever, hasn't it?
He actually came up while he's playing for North Launceston and wasn't getting a game. It was under 21s, I think it was then in the D-League. So he came up and played a few games and ended up staying.
Forever.
That was about 2012. So he's been around a while and
yeah.
Obviously he plays from the Northwest Coast originally. Turner's Beach boy, I think.
Lovely part of the world. The Beach not playing this year in the NWFA opt-in season, but they'll be back, hopefully.
Nick Kane's been very...
Same again.
It's a bit late on that one. Anyway, coming over the top was Cousins. Tanner, though. They look quite similar, though. They've got the different jerseys on.
I might interview him at half-time, see what he's got to say.
Yeah, maybe. Now, Deloraine to go forward again with 21 gone. That's 50.
50.
There's something going on in the goal square.
What he says here, because
Yeah.
Second action, too late.
wasn't the mark.
Out, please.
So it's...
Much needed goal. Deloraine, help him steady.
Yeah, it's Griffin. He's had a bit of the ball in this quarter, and you're right, Andrew, they do need a steadier. It's a handy one into a little bit of a breeze. And there's the noise around Del Rock City's home ground, the capital of the Meander Valley.
I'd be interested to see that replay. I didn't see what actually... And I didn't show it there. We'd have to go back a bit further, but...
No, I don't think we had it quite on camera, I'm suspecting.
Yeah, okay. Well, he's been taken off the ground and getting a word from Holmesy at the moment. And, nothing worse.
What's Holmes like? Is he a cool, calm cat? Or?
Yeah, he is. He spent a few years at North Launceston.
Yeah, I thought I'd seen his name around the books.
With Zane Littlejohn, so he's worked with some good people and knows the game.
Cousins again. He's been outstanding. 45 minutes. Holton in best position. Holton wins it. Second, third juggle. Yes, he had most of the football.
Yes, back in the day, that would have been play on. but they seem to pardon.
He had about 80% of it, I reckon.
Yeah.
Oh, this will hurt. Deloraine got it back out again. And now, there it is. He did have a few hands. He's in front as well. Sometimes they, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'd probably play off him if I was Croydon. He's just too big and strong. Holtz.
So Holton, kicks good. Kicks very good. Goal to Josh Holton. He's first in the grand final. And at the 23-minute mark, Rocherlea steady again.
I did say before the game that I thought Deloraine needed to stay with them early, and obviously they jumped him. But you know, if they could go in with a 7-point lead, I think Deloraine should be still happy with it.
So you still think Lockie will be positive, and he's a very positive guy. But,
yeah,
yep.
He'll have a little bit to say, I imagine, to a couple, but about work rate. And
yeah, a few of their midfielders just dropped off. Butler's probably not quite pushing through the pack quite as much.
So the thing with
Garvin's gone a bit quiet. Yes, sorry.
No, you're right, with Cameron tagging Cuzzo. Cuzzo gets a free run at the ball here because he doesn't have to worry about what Josh is doing. Cameron's beside him all the time. So I don't know. You try and make Cousins work the other way as well, and they haven't done that at all.
Yeah, some expert comments there from the former Bracknell coach. Tongue-in-cheek, Triffett.
Hello, tongue-in-cheek is definitely former.
Lucky doing off, just controlling things. There's a minute left. The nice thing is these flat quarters, we know exactly how long's left. Now in best position is Stubbs, and he gets a mark, but he decides to handball. Strange decision. Coslett, he loses it. Still a chance. Butler, Croydon might have to go back to Butler. No, decides to go back further. High kick, about 30 seconds left. A lot of Tigers around that one. Carpenter in there. The goal kicker, Griffin, turns it around the corner. Got to be a big contest. It was. The punch came out. Right, Tigers in the ascendancy here with a couple of them to contend with the ball, but a strange kick. Crawford drives long. That's a strange kick as well. Free kick. High. Wow. Triffett. Nick Kane again. We'll see what he's going to say. Look at the replay. Wow, this is big, isn't it, Andrew?
Oh, I don't think there was anything in that.
Anyway, we love the umpires. We won't criticise them.
No. I get enough trouble.
But crikey, that's a hard job, and don't you get reported in a van?
Got to hold your line.
Got to hold it there.
Hold your...
So after the siren, they lead by 7 points. They've kicked 1 goal in the quarter. We've seen Deloraine come back and kick this one. A little sniff in a very competitive first half of football. Kicks it low, kicks it strong, and misses to the right. And he cops it too.
Go. Hey. Come on, go in, please. Stop.
A busy end of this quarter as Nick Kane trying to calm things down. And we'll turn him down for a second, and we'll go quickly to a little bit of narrative of that quarter. It was a Rocherlea coming back. They had a slight breeze, probably 2 goals. What do you reckon, Andrew, as Deloraine come after their faithful?
Yeah, Rocherlea got to forget about that sort of stuff after that. That should have been a goal. Giving away a 50 and then a goal, a free kick right in front of the goals. Andrew Cox-Goods won't be happy with that, but he'll be happy overall with the comeback. Yeah, see Deloraine getting into the sheds quickly. We get a few things sorted. I reckon I'll change a couple of things up.
Rocherlea won't go off though, will they?
Oh, I doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll stay out. So.
Which is a bit of a common COVID process this year, keeping the players on the ground. But Deloraine, maybe an indication of what Lockie's going to say. You go and have a listen, see what the coaches are going to say. Andrew, a fantastic first half here on Dove TV. 4 goals, 6, 30 to 6 goals, 2, 38. A last late opportunity missed by Deloraine after the free kick. And we're going to head in to have a little listen to Wayne Johnson, the Mayor of the Meander Valley Council, we called up to earlier in the day. And we're back here for the second half of this Message game in the NTFA Boag St George Shield. We'll go and have a look at that now, but the fantastic and great support from the Meander Valley Council ensuring this grand final can happen here today. Wayne Johnson, the Mayor of the Meander Valley Council here. Welcome, Wayne.
Thanks, Aaron.
Now, Wayne, you've got a bit of a footy lineage here at Deloraine. Give us a bit of a narrative of what that's been.
Yeah, look, I started with Deloraine in 1984 when Deloraine joined the NTFA. I was part of the original under-19s team, and I had 10 years with Deloraine until I did a knee and retired. So,
what were your stats, mate?
Look, I was a ruckman in the unders, and then I was fullback in the seniors. So lucky enough to play all my football with Deloraine and my senior football. Yeah.
So a passionate Deloraine man. What does it mean to have the grand final here for the NTFA Boag St George this year in the Meander Valley?
Oh, there's an excitement. If you go up the main street of Deloraine, you'll see the shop windows are lit up with Deloraine, and it's a credit to the football club, but it's also a credit to the NTFA that coming through this coronavirus period that they've been able to pull this together. We've worked really hard as a council to actually put the grand final here. We were approached by the NTFA to was the facility up to scratch, and everybody through council, Taswater and plumbers have put the demountables in, which has allowed us to hold the grand final. So it's great. Really.
I had a look at the demounters when they came in. I was down here actually running a clinic for AFL with the Giant Step School, and that was a pretty significant event. So that was a credit to your club and Rodney as well. What about some other projects that the council's doing here in Meander to sort of stimulate sporting interest in that activity, I suppose?
Yep. Look, we'll go up shortly and have a look at where the proposed new squash courts are going. We've got a $2 million build for new squash courts. Where we're at the moment, just out the back in the dungeon, as we call it, are squash courts that have been there since the mid-60s. We've got a very active squash club going in Deloraine at the moment, so they've lobbied us, and we've got some federal dollars to go up and put squash courts in. New community hall going in at Bracknell, which will help with the football club and the sporting clubs out at Bracknell and the community out there. And also we're always spending some money at Prospect Vale Park. So there's some good drainage and redevelopment going on there. So across the municipality, I think we've got about 8 sporting grounds that we look after and about 40 halls and bits and pieces that all we used. So
all critical to the community. And this space here, the little theatre here, which is looking fantastic.
Yeah, little theatre. So it's got the Film Society in and the Dramatic Society, and in the other part of it is what used to be the old sporting complex where I played badminton and basketball before the new sporting complex was built. We now have table tennis and skating going on at the moment. So everything's starting to gradually come back through the coronavirus as we open up, which is really good.
Well, thanks, Wayne, for that. We're going to have another look at another facility. We'll go and have a look at that now, but the fantastic and great support. Nearly brought down by Hewitt. Dornoff with a touch. Just on the edges, Butler. Butler couldn't get it. Looks like Stubbs has been dragged to the ground. And it's a free kick here to Butler. Super mover, had some play, played at Devonport for a little while, had a really quick chat to Mitch Thorpe about him. Reckon he's capable of a lot. And we've got a pretty exciting thing today. We've got Nick Kane, who's mic'd up, the umpire, which is pretty fabulous. We'll see the shot here. It looks good. The umpire snuck in behind the goalpost, and the Kangaroos have one early through Braden Butler.
Butler come across him in the state league a few years ago.
So the kick into a little bit of area that wasn't really favouring anybody as Bassett comes out. G-Gold with another touch, drives it forward. It's going, it's going, it's gone. Well, they've come out to play. 2 goals already from Deloraine.
Yeah, you've seen Rocherlea, you know, Jordan Cousins fumbling. A few of the boys fumbling. Stubbs taking too long to get rid of the ball. But, you know, it's hot, grand final. The ball, you get rid of it. Just get it long and wide if you're under the pump.
So just maybe move it forward, the old style, get it going forward your way.
Early in the grand final, you can't be, in general play, you can't be gawking around, and that's where Stubbs got caught early. Braden Bassett has to clean
the coast as well. Many good years at Devonport, played at Latrobe as well. Little hold there, not called by the umpire. Stubbs was asking for it. Gardner with some run, brilliant. There he is again, G-Gold. Well, we talked about him in the back half of this season. He's starting to get his mojo, and he's going to have a second shot on goal.
Really good play, and it all comes from another Rocherlea fumble. So
that's about 4, isn't it? That's resulted.
Nerves and good pressure from Deloraine causing turnovers.
I mean, how does someone like Brad Cox-Goodyear, I mean, he's playing so deep forward, that's where he's going to play. How does he communicate? Sorry, Andrew should say. Andrew, how does he go about just settling the boys down as Sheegog's kick on goal.
He'll be relying on a bit of experience, getting the boys around the ball. Hawkins and Cousins, they're going to start getting their hands on it more.
But the kick is missed. And now Deloraine.
This boy started really well.
Beautiful kick too. Look at that. So just missed opportunity. Deloraine were away, so 1 or 2 mistakes, but it's now to Croydon. Dancers one way, the former captain, the legend of Del Rock City. And I reckon he was hit as he was kicking it, so he'll take it back. In fact, it is downfield to McCrossan. McCrossan goes short. I think his girlfriend lives up in Deloraine, so he's enjoying the environment up here. Mitchell will just wait. He loves that left foot. It's all right. Sheegog's got it. Or in fact, it might not be Sheegog, it might be Adam Crawford. Yes, Sheegog was next to him. Crawford of the Andrew variety, the coach, champion, Northern Tasmanian footballer for many years. Cracking family. Big Clyde Dornoff gets off the turf at the football ground and gives away free kick. Come on, umpire, we don't mind that. Get into the game. He's a talented footballer. So how many guys do you employ here?
6 of this current team.
Yeah.
And a couple
they good workers, mate?
Reserves. Oh, well, I better say yes, but no. I'm sure their parents are probably listening. So,
so Whedon, the left foot up from 55, loads up with that breeze helping him. Looks to fall short. High climbing.
Hawkins.
And Hawkins, who we've mentioned throughout, needs to get involved. And he did by marking the football. We'll see that here on the mood. Gee, that was high, wasn't it? Look how high that's gone.
He sat it up, didn't he?
Gee, where was the defensive punch? So they were on the board, the Tigers. And that looks like Etchell. Etchell goes short. Cousins wants to get on his left boot. He's nearly going to run out of the ground. To Terry Roll's corner, the pocket. Holton in the box. Seat doesn't, is not required. What a wonderful goal. I'll tell you what, he had the ball for a while.
He did.
That's unbelievable.
He showed a bit of candy and rolled around on that lovely left foot of his. And like you said, if it wasn't for Jordan Cousins, this Rocherlea team.
This club and the whole community here, which has got around this grand final.
I'm sure there's a few of the Bracknell boys over there partaking in a couple.
Yeah, a few of them did get tickets, so I know that they're enjoying themselves at the moment. Claridge is good early. That's great. And this game is evened up. Come in and have a shot on goal. Well, this will be interesting, Andrew, to see where he puts this one up. Got the breeze kind of pushing him across.
Yeah.
Left goal post.
Left goal post and let it bring it back.
So we saw Andrew Cox-Goodyear miss one a few minutes ago. More in front, though. Whedon. That looks good. It looks better than good. It's great. Corey Whedon and Rocherlea kicking with 2 goal breeze. That's 50. There's something going on in the goal square.
What he says here,
yeah.
Second action, too late.
Yeah. Wasn't a mark.
Out, please.
So it's
much needed goal. Deloraine help him steady.
Yeah, it's Griffin. He's had a bit of the ball in this quarter, and you're right, Andrew. They do need a steadier. It's a handy one into a little bit of a breeze. And there's the noise around Del Rock City's home ground, the capital of the Meander Valley.
He's worked with some good people and knows the game.
Cousins again. He's been outstanding. 45 minutes. Holton in best position. Holton wins it. Second, third juggle. Yes, he had most of the football.
Yeah, back in the day, that would have been play on. But they seem to pardon.
He had about 80% of it, I reckon.
Yeah.
Oh, this will hurt. Deloraine got it back out again. And now, there it is. He did have a few hands. He's in front as well. Sometimes they, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'd probably play off him if I was Croydon. He's just too big and strong.
So Holton, kicks good. Kicks very good. Goal to Josh Holton. He's first in the grand final. And at the 23-minute mark, Rocherlea steady again. So after the siren, they lead by 7 points. They've kicked 1 goal in the quarter. We've seen Deloraine come back and kick this one. A little sniff in a very competitive first half of football. Kicks it low, kicks it strong, and misses to the right. And he cops it too.
Go. Hey. Come on, go in, please. Stop.
Meander Valley Council ensuring this grand final can happen here today.
Put your arms right forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pop on and then it just goes to the front. Yep.
Yep. And is that live all the time?
It is not yet until I turn it on.
Welcome back, everybody, to the live stream of the NTFA Boag St George Shield final. Deloraine versus Rocherlea. The Kangaroos with the lead. And we've got a special guest here in the commentary position on Duff TV. Welcome to the Premier. How are you going, Mr. Peter Gutwin?
Aaron, I'm very well, thank you. I must admit, I've never commentated on a game of football before.
Well, this is your first opportunity. We were going to do an interview, and look, I see you on the TV doing lots of interviews. I'm sure you might be able to provide a little bit of information. You've got a history. You played a bit of football, East Launceston, I think Uni Mowbray as well.
Look, I did. In fact, I played a bit of football on this ground there, actually.
Good memories?
The last time I was here, I broke a collarbone.
Not good memories,
No,
then.
not all that good.
Right, then the game is on, and we're into the action early. And a last opportunity by Deloraine. They missed late in that quarter. We've got some things going on. We've got Nick Kane mic'd up, the umpire, and we've got a ball up here as probably the scoring end may have just swung around as a very dangerous Hawkins as the ball moves forward, but in best position is Chapman, who knocks it further out and out of bounds. So your football narrative, you're a Nunamara man, I believe, grew up around that part of the world. Premier?
Look, I did. I grew up about 20 k's out of Launceston, and then played all my junior football with East, and then some senior football with East Launceston as well.
Just before the merger, you were in the old days of the NTFA.
That's right. And the year they merged, in fact, I went and played with Swan Districts in Perth.
Right.
Then came back and played with Uni Mowbray.
And what are the highlights of your football career over the journey?
Probably not breaking a leg.
It's great to have community football back, and obviously great today to see 1,000 people here in the capital of the Meander Valley at Deloraine, and a wonderful spectator. Look, most people are behaving themselves, aren't they, Premier?
Look, it's been fantastic. I must admit, like 4 months ago, I wouldn't have thought this was possible, but it's just brilliant to have a crowd like this here on a day like this. And in fact, had to see a ground in such good condition after the weather we had yesterday.
We do feel a bit privileged, and I obviously work for AFL, and I live and breathe, and I'm commentating on weekends, and I feel very much involved. And we were waiting in bated breath, and we're very excited when we saw that increase. And most people have really embraced the season. It's been a challenge for many. Is on the half back now as Mitchell looks to hit up option. Dornoff bounced out of his left hand. Murphy with some run, tied in the pocket, clears it out. O'Donoghue, the legend of Deloraine, looks, stops, thinks, turns, ran out of space. Needed to be a bit quicker with that. Madden on the ground, a great tackle. But obviously it's been a pressure year for you, but these sort of events, you've obviously, you're getting out and seeing football. You had involvement too for South Launceston, I believe?
Look, I was on the South Launceston Football Board for a couple of years, but I never played with South. I played with Swan Districts in Perth for a while, and then came back and played with Uni Mowbray.
So what dragged you back to Tassie after being in WA?
Oh, look, to be frank, I'd been away 5 years, and I've always thought Tasmania's the best place to live, so I came back.
Well, yeah, a tamer man as well. So up there, mark taken. Is that a handball? Yes, no, not called by the umpire. So 8 points of difference here on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard. Aaron Roberts in the Duff TV seat with the Premier, Mr. Peter Gutwin, and there's a little sling. And Andrew Philpott, who was in a little while ago, the legendary Bracknell and Rocherlea coach, he's just wandering around trying to find some little rumours here as Butler with class, slipping was quoted. Not a great time. Handball over the top by McCrossan. McCrossan to Butler. He's missed another. So positions, Premier, what was your sort of style, footballer?
Look, I played most of my football as a ruck rover or in the centre, half forward flank, half back flank. I guess I'd describe, sort of a couple of inches too short and half a yard too slow.
You just described every country footballer, probably. It's Cox Goodyear takes a strong mark.
I'm in very good company here today.
Yep, but without being too harsh, I think you've been removed from Parliament a few times over the journey. Is it the most? I feel like you've been asked to quieten down. So you've got a bit of a feisty character about you.
Look, I've always thought that if you've got a voice, you should try and use it. And if you believe in something passionately, you should stand up for it.
Bears have got a free kick. Deloraine will hold it. So they've extended their lead by 1 behind. There's a little trip and a little hold. So off half back. Sun shining. Snow on Quamby Bluff. Snow on the Western Tiers down to about 400 metres. Now, I know you spent a lot of time out at Bridport. I think I've seen you out there before. Is that the summer holiday place coming up when you finally get a break? Do premiers ever get a break?
Well, look, I've only been Premier for 7 months, so I haven't...
It feels longer.
Yeah, actually, they should measure it in dog years, to be honest, after a year like this. Look, I'll get a break later on this year, and my wife's family's from Bridport, and I used to have a hotel down there. And
yes.
So I've spent quite a bit of time in Bridport over the years.
We just saw Mitchell trying to do the dusty don't argue to 2 players and eventually ran out of space. It's out of bounds. So maybe he took off a bit too much to bite as Scott in the ruck. Claridge needs to get a little bit of the football. He's given it away. And a free kick here and half back to Deloraine. So a stagnatic first 5 minutes here in the third quarter. Shegold was so good in that first. Kicked a couple, runs to 45, drives to an open goal, goes to the left. And just snuck in for a 1 behind. Do you have to journey up and down the Midlands a lot too, Premier? Obviously there's things called WebEx and phones, and busy time for you at the moment.
Look, it has been. Look, I live at Hillwood, but I've been spending most of my time in Hobart this year, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately, obviously that's where government meets, but my family lives at Hillwood, and I've a lot of time away from them. But we've all had a difficult year, and we've just simply got to get on with it. And I've taken the view that we've just got to get the job done. And I'm pleased that so far we're in front of things.
Well, I think the poll suggests you're doing a very good job. So congratulations to you and your government for the way that we've nudged our way through and navigated a really difficult time. And at the moment, both teams are trying to navigate and find a way to score because they've only had a couple of behinds. Come on, Lockie Dornoff, the coach. Cracks it up towards Crawford, and it's missed by him and into the ever reliable hands of Howard. Awkward kicking style, just pushing it into a breeze, and it's found Scott. Needs some run. There it is. Crowden. Lateral movement of the ball's good. And Butler, who loves to play on, can't on this occasion. Long, long lead. Hewitt out of bounds. So a bit of a news. Griffin, we think's got injured late in that second quarter. Andrew Philtott sniffing around. He's just having a chat to the coach of the umpires at the moment, getting some details around that too. So Scott from behind punches. Green, who's been a little quiet so far.
Tara, did you think the game would be as tight as this?
Well, look, it was interesting because the last time these two teams played, Rocherlea were a little inaccurate, but only, I thought Deloraine had the running for about a third to a half of the game. So bringing it to Deloraine and their home ground advantage, but they've got some more supporters here as well. I certainly thought Deloraine would be very much in it. Rocherlea is so professional, though. They're such a well-coached team. But they're up against the most enthusiastic footballer in northern Tasmania, Lachie Dornoff. He is full of beans, a wonderful character. Moved back into the community a couple of years ago to work on some farms. He's created a little empire, and he's just given away a free kick, and you can see the passion in his face. But yeah, I think it was always going to be a pretty close contest. It's always hard to know what happened in a grand final. It's a bit like an election race, isn't it? The polls aren't always accurate.
No, that's one way of putting it. But in a two-horse race, it can be anyone's at the end of the day.
Prosiak on half-back. Now, Premier, we might give you another minute in here, and I reckon you're probably happy to go and maybe find a Boag St George beer very late if you're allowed to. You do sample the taste of the sponsor here. And hopefully the sun, I think the sun usually disappears in Deloraine about now too, Premier, so you might have to find that last square metre of sun to keep yourself warm.
Aaron, look, thanks very much for having me, and just fantastic to see a game of footy being played in these conditions by two passionate teams today. It's great.
Well, really appreciate Premier Peter Gutton for coming into the Duff TV commentary, providing an insight on your football career. Well done to you for a fabulous 8 months. Does feel longer, and best luck for the rest of the year.
Aaron, thanks very much, mate.
The Premier Peter Gutman there joining us in the Duff TV commentary position. We'll have Andrew Philpott back in again as Rocherlea drive forward into the pocket and goes out of bounds. O'Donoghue. Dornoff. Let's get another D. Tyson. That's okay from Tyson. Running onto this is Crowden. Throw, no. And spinning around is Nathan Green. Kicks just a bit off Jordan Cousins. And the other skillful player, Adam Etchell, held up in the tackle, holding the football. So kicks out, high fly over the top. Very free kick on Stubbs. As climbing high was Tyson Gardam. On the Move Food replay, it was nearly glory. And he couldn't quite mark the ball. Stubbs drives forward. Cousins on half back. He's got some pressure at the moment. And the Deloraine defender, as that's dropped by Chapman. Tackle laid. And we've got some run now. Sheagog in best position. Crawford over the back. Snap on goal. Gee, another miss, and Andrew Philpott's joined us back in the hot seat. Andrew, you've had a little chat. You've chatted to the coach of the umpires. You've got any? He was okay. He wasn't going to tell you off at all.
Interesting chat. I've always got on well with Mickey Goodger.
Yep.
He's a good man. He's good value. We've partaken a couple of beers together over the years, but
after games.
Interesting young fella that got injured just for half time.
Yep.
Yeah, he's done a wrist. I'm trying to find him. He must be hiding in that box, I reckon. So.
Okay, so they've got a player is injured. The player Jason Griffin. He was holding his wrist as I saw him come off the ground. So there might be one down the rotation. What else have you got for us, Andrew?
Lachie Dornoff wasn't happy with Deloraine that went away from their structures, and Rocherlea sat one beyond the play, and you know.
So Cox Goodyear at the moment though. Looks like Andrew's dropped back.
In that second quarter, he meant.
Yeah, the second quarter.
Yeah, they set someone back. So it's a bit of an arm wrestle this quarter.
Yeah, it's really changed, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But Deloraine with some running. And now they've got a chance.
Gardam.
So Gardam's had a couple of opportunities. He's just missed the kick out by Etchell. Really hard to clear it, but tell you what, Adam Crawford lifted here in his third quarter. He's doing a bit of punching, gut pushing through. So Tyson Gardam, he's got it. So Deloraine get the first goal in the third quarter. And the hoots and toots of the cars around the oval here tell us the story that they're up by 17 points.
He did say they were going to change some structures. I haven't been able to pick what he's done, what he's changed. But like I said, they were going to change a couple of things up.
Well, Butler's moved a bit deeper. He's back on the bowl now. He was running a little deeper. And Scott, I think, came out of the ruck for a bit, but he's back in it. So
yeah,
they may have gone back to kind of that comfortability. I'm trying to see Lockie Dornoff. He's in the middle as well. So Lockie Dornoff in the middle too. Cousins in there, Etchell in there.
He wasn't happy with the amount of ball that Cousins was getting. He was going to put someone else on him.
Who's he got running on at the moment there, just on his left shoulder? Just try and pick up that number in a second.
Last quarter, you had a warning.
So there we go. So Deloraine had the warning, so the 666.
Yep.
We heard that warning.
Yep.
Nick Kane there.
Good umpire, Nick.
Nick's good, and he said he was going to come in and interview. He was going so well, he thought he might come and interview the Premier. I said, look, mate, stick to the umpiring. Dornoff got taken high. Cox Goodyear in there. And I think a fairly disappointed Anderson. I think he's wondering, why is that a free kick? But it is, and it's gone to Mitchell. Butler will definitely play on. He'll run off here. No, he's going to hold it. One lead. Now he tries to fight a hit up in Scott. Crawford running him across and needs to get into the game. The last goal kicker dances around one way. Good contest down here, just on half forward. Green, great use of the footy ball. High kick. Gee, that's a good defensive mark. Whedon.
Richards.
Sorry. Yeah. Lukey Richards. Now it's Whedon. They actually don't look that similar now when I think about it. And out of bounds. That's a disappointing kick, isn't it, Andrew?
You'll get told about that next week. He's one of mine.
I feel like sometimes that boundary flank over there is just suck the ball out a little bit. That's a good kick to Dornoff. How's he free? He was out by 15 metres. Dishes off the handball. Some run here. Chapman in there. Murphy. And now Stubbs gets the clearing left boot onto it. May come back.
Another one on the full.
And out of bounds on the full in front of Delphin.
Look at the spectator take it down.
There we go. Get up, sir. Don't get injured. It is quite a low fence too, as I feel like it's kind of kiddie friendly. Well, that's good. Oh, he's been good all day. That gentleman over there.
He's been doing it all day.
I kind of think it's a bit of a strange height fence. I shouldn't be able to see the old bike track.
Yeah.
And that's similar to the coastal grounds. They have that lowish fence. I think it's so the cyclists don't smash into it. They land in the crowd. It's got now to McCrossan. Sheagold got further. And it's repelled here. Just bombing it forward. A bit of a chaos kick in front of Dornoff. Is that out in the fall again as well? That was too chaotic, that kick, I think.
I don't understand why their forwards haven't pushed up to that spot. Obviously, that's their get-out kick.
Yeah, it is. But
forward should be pushing to there.
Where's Holton at the moment? I mean, hadn't really seen him.
No.
He's a long way up the ground, I'd say. We're just trying to pick up where he is. Now run by Green.
He's had a good quarter.
Green handballs the ball off to Carpenter. Carpenter dishes the ball off to Coslet. Pressure being applied now from the Rocherlea defenders. If they can hold it up, they've done a very good job.
I'm copping a bit out of the Premier. Took me seat for a bit.
He's paid more than you, Andrew.
Yeah, just a little.
They've got a decent football pedigree too. It was lovely to have the Premier, Mr. Peter Gutton, come into the van and give us a little bit of time. Great to see him at the event. Andrew Cox Goodyear. He gets it out to Chapman. Chapman works it out further to Cochrane. Dornoff clever. The left boot of Triffett. Into the square. High climbing. Nearly marked by Whedon. Richards releases it to Stubbs, and Stubbs' kick is okay, but it was dangerous because Kelly was in a really good position, but he used his hands illegally.
Yeah, he did. He didn't need to do that. He only had to get a fist in it.
So you're right, Andrew. It's certainly tightened up here, but that 17-point lead is advantageous at the moment. just a little bit too much on that kick, and we're going to have that now and again, and that's high. Cox Goodyear giving away a free kick.
You'd be disappointed with that, Coxie.
And I think he's probably a little unlucky because Triff kind of ducked as he went down into that one, but Kelly, nice. So Carpenter waits, holds, handball to Dornoff. Dornoff backtracks, kicks wide, looking for Butler. It's going to land in front of him. He'll gather the football outside forward 50. Chips further afield to Carpenter. Decides to play on. Interesting from him. Has it worked? It hasn't. Should he have played on?
No, not that close. I thought he would have gone back, but
he was 45 out, wasn't he? So Deloraine out by 3 goals, and there's a replay. And he, in the end, he had a bit of time too, didn't he?
The breeze is still quite strong. I'd like to see him going back.
So other than Lockie potentially making some structural changes and upset, was he fairly calm though still?
Yeah, he was okay. Yeah. He's always in control of his emotions, and he actually came to me. I think, in other words, it was, I'll give you a quick word, now get out.
Fair enough. Well, that's good, though, isn't it? You know you're involved today.
They've been fantastic, the coaches and all their support staff. So
high kick, 1-on-1. Is that a free kick? No, it's not. It's a chest mark to Caden Cox Goodyear.
Well, both of them looked at the umpire.
Didn't they ever? Brad Croden, who's played a lot of football for 20 years, 300+ games. I think he had 8 years as captain here at Deloraine. Best and fairest, maybe about 4, I'm thinking. He's thinking they use every bit of experience there, and we'll see it on the replay. It was a good one, good old-fashioned one-on-one contest. We don't see that very often these days, do we?
Pushed him out early.
Yeah. So one of the other left-footers. It's going a long way right. Ooh. In fact, it's gone a very long way right, out of bounds on the full.
7 minutes to go. That would have been more than handy. Going on the last quarter breeze, but anyway, Deloraine probably need another one.
Yep. Tyson short from a juggling mark.
Actually, been a bit slow. They've been a bit loose. They're just, zoning off on garden grass, I think, rather than the man.
Cameron's kick was a dangerous one to the coach. He's going to have to try and get rid of it, so he just nearly handed it off. And a ball up. He's trying hard, Lockie Dornoff. Both teams are desperate. It's a long time since a Deloraine Kangaroos senior side managed to hold up a shield or a trophy for that matter. 18 points the difference on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard. And there's the pest, Caden Cox Goodyear. Butler just near him. Scott athletic again. And Scott's won a free kick. What's the interpretation on that one there?
Raking the arms.
It is pulling the arms down, is it?
Yep.
Well, he's trying to stop his run and jump, so he's got to do something.
He's got a great jump, that boy.
Looking for for Crawford. They've moved it further afield as they hit the 20-minute mark. As we've got a ripper here in the grand final. 18 points. Deloraine, although I think the actual wind is nearly neutralised a bit. It's nearly going across the ground now.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So if anything, it's dropped about 12 degrees. Graham Gardner's got a third jacket on. Cousins out of the pack, gets it high. Croden was there. That's a tremendous mark from Tyson. Wow. Just getting it into the fingertips. They've really stuck to this side of the ground too, the southerly side. You nearly see to try to tack it out there. Crawford out of that one. 1-2. Chapman involved. What happened there? That's no good.
You got to hit those kicks.
Whedon involved. Whedon to Cousins. Cousins decides he's going to use a handball option. He's going to, no, he's not going to get it back. Stubbs, Cousins over his fingertips. Slung out by Stubbs, back to Cousins. Clever by him, creating space and finding a teammate. Kick into the pocket. Claridge. Claridge's got a couple of beat. One of those is Croden. Croden 1-2. Gets a handle from Scott. He was under pressure though. Spinning out a tackle. Butler with pace. And there's a free kick here.
Oh, and a replay there.
I reckon he spun. I felt in community football this year, and I've seen quite a few games, that's been paid a lot. And we might see, it's not Nick on there, but we might just see that on the replay.
Yeah, Andrew Hingston's called that one.
I've seen that a lot paid to the player that looks like there's been more damage done to them, but
Yeah.
it's a, gee, that could have gone either way, couldn't it? Because going in low was Cousins, Tanner, of the Tanner variety.
He's lucky it was Tanner, not Jordan. But he's a little bit bigger, Jordan.
Anyway, Carpenter, he's still down.
He must have got him high.
Yeah, no, it's only high contact.
Yeah, go through. Got a for the player on the...
So we've just got a little break in play here. Live on Duff TV, Aaron Roberts and Andrew Philpott in the commentary box. As he's going to wander off. He's got a very enthusiastic trainer there with him. Seen her, but that might be Hannah actually, I'm not sure. It's a very enthusiastic young lady.
Quite sure about wearing the jumper under the pink coat anyway.
Well, that is the NTFA official. If you go on the ground, you've got to wear that. Hewitt. Goes low and hard. Cousins misses it. Oh, just over the fingertips of Crawford. Gets it back again. Flips off his shoe. Just misses Gardem. Cousins drops the ball. That's uncharacteristic. But he's so good that he butters it up. Croden. Dornoff. Clean. Really hard to tackle Lockie Dornoff. Cousins. A battle and a half here at Deloraine. Dornoff on his knees, desperate. Cox Goodyear trying to win the football. Swung around was Tyson.
Good tackle.
Brilliant football from Rocherlea, and that's not 50, because I actually think that might have been flicked off a Rocherlea player.
Yeah.
So it's Tanner Cousins. Just taking a breath here, it's really starting to heat up. Tanner Cousins drives to half. Scott in best position to get his fist over the top of Claridge. Lockie Dornoff, little later, high tackle. That's holding the football. Now they're making some noise. The faithful from Kangaroo land. The mob are up.
It's followed him up, isn't it?
My word, it has. It's Lockie Dornoff on the edge, but it's Scott with the ball. He's had a great game. Slipping over. It's one out here. Triffett was lucky. So there's the tackle. He did need to get rid of it. I mean, they could have claimed high as well, but that's probably going to be holding the footy. That's a terrible kick to Stubbs. Now, what can Stubbs do? He just booms it forward, looking to bang his last chance, Stubbs. Kelly. They're really not happy at the moment, Rocherlea, as we can hear the fans, and they're the Rocherlea fans in front of us, are trying to describe to the umpire what their thoughts are at the moment. Tyson. That's cheating.
Oh dear.
We're very passionate, but I don't think it was cheating. Stubbs, steady's clever from Stubbs. Oh, that just went over the head of Cox Goodyear. That's a good result. Holmesley got in the way. Looks very calm. There's the benches. Both teams are feeling the heat. 30 seconds left. Maybe a little bit longer, though. The stretch didn't come out, so I don't think we had time off.
Yeah, I don't think
it's funny, I'm pretty sure they don't call time off less the stretch has been called on.
Maybe a blood rule, they will.
Yeah, well, that's a throw. Should be free kick. Yep, advantage here to Rocherlea. Tanner Cousins down, having a bit of a hug with his teammate. Into the pocket. And you can hear what they reckon of that. There's Tyler Kelly. And there is the siren. Well, it's here, it's up, it's happening. And Andrew Philpott's going to wander out and hear the narrative. Don Tracy in front of me, the president of Deloraine. There is some feeling here in Deloraine. There's some feeling on the ground, and there's some feeling in the commentary box. It's gone up 3 degrees in intensity and dropped about 7 in temperature. And the goal kickers, Shegog still got the couple of singles to Griffith, Crawford, Gardem, Dornoff and Butler. So work to be done. 4-6-30, 7-6-48. Holton with 1, Cousins, Whedon and Hawkins, the 4 goal kickers. It's been a bottler. We're in for an absolute ripper. The wind has neutralised, no longer going towards the left-hand side of the screen. I reckon it's dropped off and swinging further from the west and going straight across the ground, or maybe even northwesterly at the moment. So the advantage that has been to the left is now no longer. The work to be done. And we're going to need to take a breather. I need to have a drink. Stuff TV. We will be back soon for the NTFA Boag St George Grand Final. Thanks to Boags, thanks to the Meander Valley Council. Take a breather. Back soon.
Good 10 minutes. That was good. You know why? You know why? Because commentator.
Well, the final instalment here on Duff TV. Boag St George NTFA Shield final. 18 points of difference. Andrew Philpott, what did you find out in the breaks?
Yeah, Lockie was much happier with his mids and they stuck their structures. He would have liked to score a bit more. Obviously, they had opportunities and didn't take those opportunities. Rocherlea feel they can run over the top. Cox is going to push up the ground a bit further, play a bit higher forward, and what they want though is more pressure in their forward line. And
well, there he is, Cousins. Holton, defensive punch from O'Donoghue. Trifford runs onto it. Well, that was lazy. Snap coming in, just gets to the fingertips. Still another opportunity. And O'Donoghue will clear it and just get it towards the boundary line. Bit of danger here as Cox Goodyear laying some pressure. That's a dangerous handball because right to the teeth of goal. Caden, Cox Goodyear. Has he kicked it? He has. What a start for Rocherlea. Caden Goxgoodyear on his left.
That's huge. Good pressure from Meander.
Wasn't it excellent from the...
To make that handball go across goal. Not ideal for Deloraine, but makes us interesting. We wanted a good game and we certainly got it.
Certainly is that. We'll see the pressure here. So this handball there, that's dangerous. And then the sling tackle then resulted in a handball out here. And Caden, too easy. That's a classy finish on his left. And a goal to Rocherlea.
The handball back was the one that missed the target from Deloraine, and that put that young fella right under the pump.
Can they respond, Deloraine? Well, they might straight away.
Oh,
he's run too far. He's kicked the goal as well. Stunning scenes. No goal. We might count those steps. You could see him just not sure and unsure with his opportunity. And Deloraine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Might have been another couple in there. Out of bounds on the full. Gee, they've sent a lot of balls. The wind has picked up. It's pushing towards the Deloraine Hotel right there. That's where the wind's pushing to. Don't think it favours either side.
It really is going straight across. Yeah. And cold, really.
Butler in front position. Butler strong. Grips the ball in front of Lukey Richards. It looks like he's got some energy because he's run back. He's going the turnaround. So Butler, now he straightens himself up. Massive kick for Braden Butler. The boy from D-Land. He's going to go short. Well done. Coslet with the ball. Not necessarily a noted goal kicker. Wow.
Goxgoodyear got caught out there trying to fill a hole, I think, and his man's run into a...
Well, he was started half forward, didn't he? But he's come back straight away. Just seeing where the momentum going, and obviously he's a coach, he can move himself anyway. So Coslet.
There's a fair bit riding on this kick.
40 metres out. Just fading. Dornoff nearly got it. In the pocket. Out of bounds in the full. Under some serious pressure was Hewitt. And he couldn't quite manage it. Well, you can hear the noise as Jared Scott's had a wonderful game. Played in the ruck for a lot of it. Play on called. Just checking his kick and finds Green.
This is Deloraine's game. Chip, 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 and then get to a scoring opportunity. So.
And just accelerate a different stage, aren't they? Just build that momentum. So Green, I think, too far out with this breeze. Dornoff lead. He looks like he's having a shot. Don't get too close to the man, the mark. It's going to fall short. Butler at the back. Stubbs under pressure. Not deliberate, he was under pressure, that's okay. Oh, well. He was looking the other way, said Nick Kane.
That's not the game. It's his intention.
It's a good call. You've got to say, oh, look. Well, there's a reaction. McCrossan, free kick goal. You don't see many of them, Andrew Philpott, called in a game. What are your thoughts?
I'm a little stunned, to be honest.
We'll see it on the Mood Food replay. Well, we heard the description, didn't we? But
it was a bad handball. I'm interested to see what Nick Kane's talking about.
Well, he's saying he's not looking. He's looking towards the point. It was a bad handball, I think. It was sloppy. I mean, he didn't help himself, potentially.
No. He's saying that Stubbs wasn't looking at Cousins, but anyway.
He wasn't. That's true, but does that matter? Hey, he knows the rules much better than we do.
Yeah.
And that is massive. Wow, what a moment. It's certainly, they are under pressure, and they've been under pressure for about 3 or 4 minutes, and it's the middle of the ground, and it's Gardam who's gone into there, but it's the other number 9, Cousins, who wins it out. Murphy, bound 1, bound 2, finds a bit more space. He doesn't know what to do. Now he dishes out a handball. Smothered. Just feel a bit of momentum. They need a score here, Rocherlea. Off half back is Triffett. Butler's there. So it's a boundary line.
Someone's brought their boundary line in a few metres, I think.
And you've watched a lot of footy, and I have too. You do see games like this where players just don't adjust, do they?
Longford's bad for it.
Yeah.
Bruce players don't pick it, but yeah.
The cross breezes, it's those that like cycling, those days on the bike when there's a cross breeze often really causes havoc, and it's caused havoc at the moment for both teams as they're finding that boundary line on the southern side of Deloraine football ground to be a bit too friendly. It keeps sneaking up on them. They're hardy fans up on the hill at the moment, Andrew. I think it's cool. I hope you got another layer on, mate. Dawn off.
The beer won't get warm, that's for sure.
No, that's true. The Boag St George, I don't think it's a bad drop when it's not, you don't want it too cold. That's my personal opinion. It's one of those beers that needs a little bit of flavour. Butler all by himself.
Good spread. Good spread.
He's been better in this quarter. He's good first, okay second, okay third. Good first 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Croden. I should say Gardam. He's involved. That's high, surely high. And he's got the free kick. So I tell you what, Tyson Gardam, little pocket rocket up forward for Deloraine. And there's the free kick. It was high and it was in the back and it was sloppy.
Very sloppy. There's no need for him to go in like that. He just had to go get the ball.
It's one of those ones where you've just got to get a nail for the hips, don't you? And he completely missed it. So Gardam, this is a tough kick, but the breeze will help him. He's kicking into it.
It's a very good kick for goal, this bloke.
He needs to aim to the far goal post and swing it around, and that's what he's doing. He's really swung around. What's this doing? It's not doing what he wanted. It swung too much. Tell you what, he got on the full circle then, didn't he?
Buddy Franklin.
Yeah, it was a bit Buddy-like. Was it being roost? Great contest. Really super marked by Smith. Done a couple of good things today, Smith. And that's not one of them. Cousins.
No,
but this is the problem though, Andrew. Cousins playing deep now at the moment. I think Andrew Cox-Goodyear was moved back. The better players are a long way behind the ball.
Yeah, Deloraine's forced him to do a couple of things. Oh, good grab. It's a good grab.
Claridge in front, but not in the best spot.
Oh, he's played the other way.
I thought that was Claridge's mark, to be honest.
Okay.
That's a free kick as well. No, they didn't have that. So Nick Kane involved in the action. Chip further field to Butler. Drops the mark, spills it, dribbles it, out of bounds. Just in front of us, he's probably copped a bit of a spray from around 20 supporters here for Rocherlea right in front of him. Although I feel them have moved. Maybe they're trying to find a fire pot somewhere and gone inside the nice warmth of the club. Prasak in the ruck. So Nick Kane just sucking the oxygen. He's slowing it down himself, isn't he, just to get back into it.
He's feeling it.
He's gone a bit redder, hasn't he? He's got around the ground, and we really thank him and the umpires for their effort. Dornoff with a brilliant handball. Tied in the pockets. Oh, nearly a holy trousers moment. Martin Duffy. And a behind.
Another goal to Deloraine, and it's nearly out of Rocherlea's reach. So,
well, what's their moves at the moment, Andrew? Rocherlea to get back into this, because at the moment it's 5 or 6 minutes of dominance from Deloraine.
Yeah, once again, like you said, the Rocherlea mids have had to push back, and they're having no effect through the middle where they need to be. And
here's a chance to Deloraine. Swinging goal. Drama from the umpire as he stayed upright behind.
They've got to take it on here. They've just got to go. Get a target.
So Richard needs to play on, doesn't he? I mean, he needs to get on his bike.
Yeah. He's got to play free to the right there, but you don't want it there.
Well, his only option now is to go long, isn't it? Look at how he put himself under pressure and then kicked, but it's okay. Oh, nearly flying. Gee, that was... He wants that mark, Caden. And he hasn't got it. So Deloraine have pushed their half forwards or half backs right up the ground, and they're just going to hold it. Lateral to Mitchell. 10 gone, 15 left. In the 2020 pandemic shortened St George Shield final. It's been a great day here in Deloraine. And Deloraine just calming things down as Cameron held off the ball. Should be play on here by McCrossan, although he said no. So Cameron with the free kick.
Be careful of that. Those free kicks off by, I actually thought they were 50 metres when you do it. Anyway.
Go ask Mick Goodyear. You've chatted to him before.
Yeah, good chat to Mick. Yeah.
Andrew Cox Goodyear. That's a good kick, I reckon. It just, oh no, where's the run? Well, there's a little bit of run coming out of Cochrane. Cochrane's got some pressure. High handball.
Caden Cox Goodyear very flat-footed there.
And dragged to the ground is Hawkins. Been a bit quiet in this quarter and probably a bit quiet in the third, wasn't he, Hawkins?
Yeah, he had a good second, but he went out of the game. He needs the lift.
He's on the ball at the moment by the look of it.
Yep. Murphy, they've really got a lift.
Yeah, Murphy's that bull, isn't he, in that middle?
Oh, there's that rake of the arm again.
No, they've got any other way to negate that. I think they nearly need to just crumb the tape at the moment.
Yeah.
That's a third free kick given away. Scott's kick, though, is not great. Green misses the ball. Howard dishes it out for Rocherlea. This could be holding the footy unless he gets it out there. It's dragged back in.
Yeah.
And it'll be held up here by the umpire. Tight stuff here. Jackson Motor Company scoreboard indicates the Deloraine lead, but you feel like something else will come. Rocherlea too good a side with too much belief and too much experience.
I'd like to see Rocherlea, Ruckman, Jordan, Tanner Cousins try something different. He's just going opposite Scott. Scott's got too much of a leap. He needs to get round and take his body.
It's a bit of a hold, or maybe just get in the way. There he goes again. He just gets up, doesn't he?
Touching him. Look, Tanner's very inexperienced ruckman of his first year.
McCrossan to Dornoff, hurried by Dornoff. Crawford falls over when he needed to stay upright. But dished out by Cochrane. Crawford handballs out, back out to Crosslett. Crawford again. What are they calling?
The boys are calling for deliberate.
Both teams were calling for deliberate, though. What's going on? Throw up here. Martin Duffy on top of the grandstand. Jared Martindale doing the pots and pans, #1 in the state. Andrew Philpott providing the genius insights. Deloraine can't provide the clincher or the killing blow.
Sprayed some opportunities, haven't they? But
they've definitely
haven't looked like getting it out of that back 50, back half of the ground.
Yeah, you can see, we look out, there's no room. They really need to work it. Here's a good user, the coach.
They've got to go. They've got to spread it, and there's not enough.
So there's that spread that Andrew Philpott talks about. Donaldson, who's been quiet. Cousins, who hasn't. He wants to go to his left, and he looks a little tired. He's done a lot of running.
Yeah, he wouldn't have had a huge pre-season because of that knee. So he's starting to feel the effects.
So there's a noise in the effects, Mike, as Deloraine fans are really happy. It's Graham, not Murphy, I should say, not so happy. And it's 50. And I think it's the chat. Look at the calm, Kane there, calm, not taking anything. And he's going to kick it. What's that, to about 35, 40 metres? That's not.
50 metres from where you were for language. Yep.
How good's that? Thank you, Nick Kane, just coming at the right moment. 50 metres for language. Well, we wouldn't have known unless we'd mic'd him up. He's still chatting away there to Richards.
Frustration starting to creep into Rocherlea. A few decisions gone against them.
They had the rub of the green against them, but that's, you know, that happens, doesn't it? You've got to play the right footy.
This is where discipline comes in.
Massive kick. Is this the premiership for Deloraine? That could be glory. There's still 10 minutes left. But you just feel Gardam, who's been wonderful. And there's belief and emotion. And we see on the Mood Food replay, huge kick.
What I don't like to see is the umpires going back to the middle and 5 Rocherlea players talking to them.
It's not going to change it, are they?
It's over. Get on with it.
The only thing the umpire's going to remember is some player, even if there's a bit of unconscious bias, annoyed me on the way back. Look at that margin now on the JMC scoreboard. 40 years plus in the making. Rocherlea need to lift. 5+ goals down.
Flogging him in the ruck. He's done a great job, young Scott.
So less than 10. It's been a great day here. Once again, thank you to the Meander Valley Council supporting the stream. Thanks to everyone else involved, particularly to all the volunteers at Deloraine. And Lockie Dornoff did not even think, he just hacked it. That's how well it's going. Shegog, high. Probably not going to advantage anyone but Butler. He takes it on his chest. And big Braden Butler showing his strength.
4-4.
Just used his strength, didn't he? Too big.
Yeah, no, it was good. A good read of the play. Look, I mean, look at that. It was only a very light nudge, but that's very much in the play. And unfortunately, Richard couldn't hold his space. This will do it, I reckon. There it is. 2 arms in the air. The boy from Deloraine in Latrobe has just kicked, I think, the winning goal for Deloraine Kangaroos.
Yeah,
and the drought is broken.
Too far back now for the Rocherlea boys. And Deloraine did do a really good pre-season. They were on track early, and then even when we had to go and train in our pairs, they kept doing the work, and Lockie Dornoff's done a great job with them.
So it's been a shortened season. It's been an absolute ripper, all the clubs involved. Well done to you. And it looks like the trophy/shield is going to stay in the Meander Valley. And maybe forever, because it might not be used again.
No, you win the cup, you're not allowed to drink out of it.
Yeah, that's why it's a shield. It's a nice quirk too. It's a great looking shield too.
Oh,
Triffett pushed off it. A wrestle here as Prasek standing up in the tackle. It's getting down towards very low figures here in the temperature. Dornoff, Gardam, Butler, called those names a few times today.
Yeah, been good, all of those names.
Butler, great last quarter. Out of bounds. Fans there just on the slope to look how well she's rugged up. B-Day Builders and obviously the local Deloraine Bank here, the People's Bank. Thank you for those that have helped out. Both Rocherlea and also Deloraine. And all the sponsors involved, but particularly the Boags. What a great sponsor they are for the NTFA.
30 plus years, I think. They've been fantastic.
Andrew Cox-Goodyear tried his heart out all day, went forward, but just hasn't had the delivery he needed. There's Bassett, that's nice. And I reckon that's what Andrew Cox-Goodyear wanted, didn't he, when he was on the forward line? It's marked by Whedon.
Should kick this. He's a long kick.
Needs to move it on. 6 minutes and counting. And there's that swing to the right. And Holton, who's been very quiet, Andrew, hasn't he? I don't know if he's got a bit of injury or...
Oh, he's just not fit enough to what he normally is.
He certainly look, yeah.
He's
hasn't quite had that, needs that bit of extra work, that more aerobic work.
And I think when the COVID hit, some players probably didn't do as much as they normally would. So this bloke's certainly done a lot of work.
Yeah, he's running around the farm. He's got lambing season at the moment on the Dornoff properties, the many properties that he's got around Deloraine and the Meander region. Run again. Shegog all about by himself. He's had a beaut game. Really liked his back half of the year. Kicks it out. Oh, here he is again. Well, he's very versatile.
Good move, putting him forward. Very good move.
It has been, and they're one-on-one contested grabs. He's not jumping at it, is he? He's holding his position. He's showing his strength and showing his versatility, and we'll see on the Mood Food replay. Braden Butler, that's a great mark, and I suppose Stubbs is a brilliant defender and a legendary footballer at Rocherlea, just not tall enough. Now this will just add a little bit more icing to the cake. It's at it again. Party time.
And the big fella Butler here will be the toast of the town tonight.
Absolutely.
Probably never have to buy a beer again in Deloraine for the rest of his life.
The Deloraine Hotel, the sponsor of the footy club here. He might get his own bar stool right at the front.
With his name on it.
Yeah, absolutely. And he might be edging. And it all depends on what Andrew's thinking. The coach of Rocherlea gets an opportunity, which I think is beautiful, to give a best player to the opposition team. Really nice touch, isn't it?
At the moment, I'd pick Butler and Cousins, probably the two.
I suppose you always nudge towards the winning side for that. Who's had the biggest influence? Although if Cousin had some more help, there he is again. Look at that. The North Notting prodigy gets it onto Hawkins. Hawkins bombs long. Bombs inaccurately.
Cousins has been playing senior since he was 14. He played in the losing grand final in 2009, just a kid. And yeah, turned into a star. Went to the state league and just thought he'd win a premiership and then make his way back to Rocherlea. So
it's a standard, isn't it? The Rocherlea boys. Graham's done his deal with Thane, hasn't he, to move the players back and forth, which is good. I mean, it's a good relationship. Obviously, Rocherlea don't have a junior team, and a lot of these guys play juniors with North Notting at Rocherlea, and they move back out. So it's a nice relationship. It's like their little community club, and it certainly works for both sides. Josh Ponting potentially wander back next year. Triffett, who's been terrific. Cox Goodyear loves him from here. One step bang, one step out, and that's maybe a bit of an analogy of the day. Great handball out to Scott. The ruckman runs.
This kid's certainly done a great job.
Wow, he's in the top couple. Butler!
Again.
Well, who done it? The Butler did it. And he's in the pocket. We might have to call it the Butler Hill. Well, he chips. That's unselfish from Butler. And he's found another willing. Oh.
I was just about to give him a rap.
Yep. Not sure I was about to as well. I looked down for a second to look at how many goals he's kicked.
He won't want to see that.
I looked up and he's on his bum. Out to half forward, little push out. Dornoff gets it.
Hasn't been the worst. He's certainly played a good role today, the coach.
Young lad just yelling through a thing. He doesn't realise the effects mic's about 40 metres away. These mics are directional, mate. Don't know who he was. Some lad who's had a couple of beers too many.
Just a couple.
Caden Cox Goodyear. Goes towards goal, driving out there. First to meet it is Kelly. He might just let it go over. No, he doesn't. He's got Andrew to beat. Little dribble to himself. And he chips it further afield to the coach. And at one, he's 2 minutes away from singing a song. And if I can manage to run out, I might be able to turn the mic on and get the song up. But it's a hard gig doing MC and commentary, Jero. A minute and a half left in the Boags St George Shield final for the seniors. Dornoff just getting another possession. They're just playing with it now and wandering down the clock.
Yeah, look, they've really controlled the game well. Apart from the second quarter, Deloraine's really controlled the game well. They've stuck to when they've stuck to structures, they've really proved that they've used the ball well. Been smart, well coached. And just racking up some junk time possessions, the coach.
Yeah, and look, they're still trying here, Rocherlea, but there's about a minute. The drought and the mob of supporters here in Deloraine are going to celebrate on their home turf. Shegold, really great game from him. Goes out to Cameron. Shegold on the run, maybe one last goal from Deloraine. Oh, it's going to be in the back here. Let's get it to him. Spills out of the fingertips. Stubbs with it. Maybe his last game. He's looking to retire for Rocherlea. And you can hear the countdown. Some think they know what we don't, and there.
Good job by Lockie and his team to get the comp going and then to go and win the premiership. He's done a great job, and it all bodes well for next year. And obviously Rocherlea will be thereabouts next year again. They've got a few to come in. bloke by the name of Ponning.
Yeah, he's fairly handy, isn't he? I think both these teams will be there, won't they, next year? You've got South coming back, obviously. Hopefully everything will come back to normal.
Yes, I hope so. And, you know, I know the club, Bracknell, are looking to recruit a few to get back to being competitive again. So,
and Bridgnorth as well will be good, as always are.
Yep.
Well, it's been a great day. Andrew Philpott, thank you very much for your wise comments, and you're running around. I know you did a lot of research and you got lots of information. Thank you very much, Andrew, for your time.
Thanks very much.
There's the final scores. It's been a wonderful day here. We're going to have a presentation soon to find out the best players as the umpires leave the ground. Very thanks to Nick Kane for miking up. Final scores, 5-7, 37 to 11, 9, 75. Butler with 3. Dominant in the last quarter. Dornoff with 1. Griffin, who went off injured, with 1. Crawford and McCrossan, and a couple of goals to Garden Lake and Shegold with a couple. And unfortunately, this tail was 5 solitary goal kickers: Hawkins, Whedon, Cousins, Caden Cox-Goodyear and Josh Holton. The only goal for him, and there's the celebrations. They're going to be happy mob here in Deloraine. Deloraine have won the 2020 NTFA Boag St George Shield. It's a bit of a tongue twister. Thanks to the Meander Valley Council bringing this all together, and the Deloraine Footy Club, and obviously Boag St George. Thank you very much to the NTFA. They've been magnificent. Thank you to the umpires. Thank you to Martin Duffy bringing the Duffettes up. We are off to the women's grand final at Bridgnorth next week. You'll join myself and Rick Fontaine, Gero, #1 Pots and Pans man. Thank you to you. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have the presentation very soon. What a game. First of all, I'd like to make a big... I'll come a little bit closer. So once again, thank the umpires, did the game. First of all, commiserate to Rocherlea, but a big clap for Deloraine Football Club, Premiers 2020. Now I'd like to ask Paul Holmes to come up and present the best player to the Deloraines. Who we got, Paul? Jared Scott in the ruck. Well done, Jared. Couple of words, Jared. Mate, your vertical leap was outstanding today. You battled hard. You were everywhere around the ground. Well done to you. Happy at the moment?
Oh yeah, very happy. I'd just like to thank Rocherlea for coming out today. It was a great matchup. Had a brilliant season. He's done well.
There we go. Best player for Deloraine, the ruckman Scott. Lockie, would you like to come up and present the best player to the Rocherlea? So, Lockie, who's the best player for Rocherlea?
I think it was pretty obvious from the get-go. I reckon he had 30 plus and cut us up. Not looking forward to playing against him next year, but Jordan Cousins, well done, mate.
Right, Jordan. Great game, Jordan. Well done, mate. Congratulations to you, but commiserations, but you worked your socks off today.
Congratulations to the Deloraine Football Club. Enjoy the night. You deserve it. Yeah, that's all I've got. I'm not really good at this. Enjoy ya.
All right. Now, present the shield. Scott Rigby, and we've got Damien Gill from AFL Tasmania to sneak him in. To the winning coach, Lockie Dornoff, and the president, Don Tracy. Let's go up. The NTFA Boag St George Shield goes to the Deloraine Football Club. Throw, no. And spinning around is Nathan Green. Kicks just a bit off Jordan Cousins. And the other skillful player, Adam Etchell, held up in the tackle, holding the football. Murphy. And now Stubbs gets the clearing left boot onto it. May come back.
Another one on the full.
And out of bounds on the full in front of Delphin.
Look at the spectator take it down.
There we go. Get up, sir. Don't get injured. It is quite a low fence too, as I feel like it's kind of kiddie friendly. Across the ground now.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So if
And
anything, it's dropped about 12 degrees. Graham Gardner's got a third jacket on. Cousins out of the pack, gets it high. Croden was there. That's a tremendous mark from Tyson. Wow. Really starting to heat up. Tanner Cousins drives to half. Scott in best position to get his fist over the top of Claridge. Lockie Dornoff, Liddy later, high tackle. That's holding the football. Now they're making some noise. The faithful from Kangaroo land. The mob are up.
It's followed him up, isn't it?
My word, it has. It's Lockie Dornoff on the edge. Bang. His last chance, Stubbs. Kelly. They're really not happy at the moment, Rocherlea, as we can hear the fans, and they're the Rocherlea fans in front of us. Happening. And Andrew Philpott's going to wander out and hear the narrative. Don Tracy in front of me, the president of Deloraine. There is some feeling here in Deloraine. There's some feeling on the ground, and there's a punch from O'Donoghue. Trifford runs onto it. Well, that was lazy. Snap coming in, just gets to the fingertips. Still another opportunity. And O'Donoghue will clear it and just get it towards the boundary line. Bit of danger here as Cox Goodyear laying some pressure. That's a dangerous handball because right to the teeth of goal. Caden, Cox Goodyear. Has he kicked it? He has. What a start for Rocherlea. Caden Cox Goodyear on his left.
And that put that young fella right under the pump.
Can they respond, Deloraine? Well, they might straight away. He's run too far, and he's kicked the goal as well. Stunning scenes. No goal. We might count those steps. You could see him just not sure and unsure of his opportunity. And Deloraine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Might have been another couple in there. Out of bounds on the full. Play on called. Just checking his kick and finds Green.
This is Deloraine's game. Chip, 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 and then get to a scoring opportunity. So
and just accelerate at a different stage, aren't they? Just build that momentum. So Green, I think, too far out with this breeze. Dornoff lead. He looks like he's having a shot. Don't get too close to the man, the mark. It's going to fall short. Butler at the back. Stubbs under pressure. Not deliberate. He was under pressure. That's okay. Oh, well. He was looking the other way, said Nick Kane.
That's not the game. His intention.
It's a good call. You've got to say, oh, look. Well, there's a reaction. McCrossan, free kick goal. You don't see many of them, Andrew Philpott, called in again. What are your thoughts?
I'm a little stunned, to be honest.
It's been quiet. Cousins, who hasn't. He wants to go to his left, and he looks a little tired, and he's done a lot of running.
Yeah, he wouldn't have had a huge pre-season because of that knee. So we start to feel the effects.
So there's a noise in the effects, Mike, as Deloraine fans are really happy. It's Graham, not Murphy, I should say, not so happy. And it's 50. And I think it's the chat. Look at the calm, Kane there, calm, not taking anything. And he's going to kick it. What's that, to about 35, 40 metres? That's not.
50 metres from where you were for language. Yep.
How good's that? Thank you, Nick Kane, just coming at the right moment. 50 metres for language. Well, we wouldn't have known unless we'd mic'd him up. He's still chatting away there to Richards.
Frustration starting to creep into Rocherlea. A few decisions gone against them.
They've had the rub of the green against them, but that's, you know, that happens, doesn't it? You've got to play the right footy.
This is where discipline comes in.
Massive kick. Is this the premiership for Deloraine? That could be glory. There's still 10 minutes left. But you just feel Gardam, who's been wonderful. And there's belief and emotion. And we see on the Mood Food replay. Thank you to the Meander Valley Council supporting the stream. Thanks to everyone else involved, particularly to all the volunteers at Deloraine. And Lockie Dornop did not even think, he just hacked it. That's how well it's going. Shegog, high. Probably not going to advantage anyone but Butler. He takes it on his chest. And big Braden Butler showing his strength.
12-4.
Just used his strength, didn't he? Too big.
Yeah, no, it was good. A good read of the play. Look, I mean, look at that. It was only a very light nudge, but that's very much in the play. And unfortunately, Richard couldn't hold his space. This will do it, I reckon. There it is. 2 arms in the air. The boy from D-Land in Latrobe has just kicked, I think, the winning.
This bloke's certainly done a lot of work.
Yeah, he's running around the farm. He's got lambing season at the moment on the Dornoff properties, the many properties that he's got around Deloraine in the Meander region. Run again. Shegog all about by himself. He's had a beaut game. Really liked his back half of the year. Kicks it out. Oh, here he is again. Well, he's very versatile.
Good move, putting him forward. Very good move.
It has been. Great handball out to Scott. The ruckman runs.
This kid's certainly done a great job.
Wow, he's in the top couple. Butler!
Again.
Well, who done it? The Butler did it. And he's in the pocket. We might have to call it the Butler Hill. He's out to Cameron. Shegog on the run. Maybe one last goal from Deloraine. Oh, it's going to be in the back here. Let's get it to him. Spills out of the fingertips. Stubbs with it. Maybe his last game. He's looking to retire for Rocherlea. And you can hear the countdown. Some think they know what we don't. And there is the siren. And Deloraine have broken the drought. They've done it on their home turf. And they've won a Magic Grand Final here in Deloraine. They'll all get a key to the...
What a man.